I'm still on that high from yesterday, in
Yeah,
that Colorado game, and I just keep looking back on it. We really that was some remarkable stuff. That was remarkable football, bro. I can't
it
get over it.
was. It really was, man. Shout out to Deion Sanders, bro. Just
The
truly a
goat.
football legend, a goat. He's been my greatest of all time football player for me. So it's just nice to see him succeed in coaching. Um, I've never been one to just look at football and just say, "Oh, the best quarterback is like."
Hmm.
What about defense? What about what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Scoring the ball and playing multiple positions, being athletic.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That constitutes a football player to me. So speaking of which, Dion has a football player right now, bro.
Trav, Trav, fail, bro. I'm still hype off of this, bro. I'm still hype off of this. I seen the interviews in which they was having. We're gonna talk about Team USA, about them wetting the bed against Lithuania. Don't overreact, please. I can't wait to talk about that, but please do not overreact on this game. They just got to tweak things around. They'll be fine.
They were shooting the shit out the ball.
Crazy, crazy, and the rebounds was crazy. This is why Steve Kerr to me, and oh my God, I guess we're gonna do it
Before
now.
we get there, before we get there,
Go
before we
go.
get there, before we get there.
Let's stay on Dion for a second,
Yeah, let's talk about this.
because
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
on the
yeah.
phone with you, bro. You know how ridiculous it is. How ridiculous the man was playing phenomenal lockdown defense, taking on the best receivers,
The best receiver,
and at the same time giving the corners work. Who
bro.
does that?
TCU has one of the best DBs in the country. I forgot his name, but that's who he was matching up against a lot of the times on all. The man played like the whole game, bro.
The whole
I've never
game.
seen no, bro. The man is incredible. If he just does like 70% of this the rest of the season, he ain't even got, bro. Because to do what, 11 for 119 and a tud,
And a
and then
pick,
flip and do a
and a
pick
crazy pick.
and pass block, bro. He saved, I think it was one touchdown. Bro caught the ball, then last minute he breaks it. I'm like, bro, this man is like playing textbook DB while being the best receiver on the field, not
It
coming
do-
out the game.
it don't. And guess what? In his first game, in his first game, he's
Mad
doing
Max,
this.
please tell us how tell me how we gassing
Oh
a
my
player
God,
going
Max,
11 for 119
Max.
and then getting did y'all see that pick?
That pick was disgusting. Disgusting. Now Max is gonna hate. He wasn't playing the real wide receiver. Dog. Y'all got, bro. The fact he's doing stuff like that in general is crazy. It's crazy.
Bro played the whole game.
119 yards and a TD to the crib. To the crib. What are we talking about? And he had a crazy catch on somebody's head too.
That was the one you talking about, the one in the end zone?
No, the one at like the he was on the scene, bro. Shador threw it in the middle of the field, bro. He had the cornerback right on his back. He just jumped up and grabbed that thing. You remember that? You remember that?
Yeah, yeah. And Shador
Crazy.
is phenomenal as well. So
Shador is crazy. See, oh
yeah,
my God. Look at that. He said, y'all said locking up like he was across from Marvin Harrison. If somebody's locking up, they're locking up. It doesn't matter if there's he's locking people up. We're not saying he's locking up the best wide receiver. No, you locking up on one side of the field at the same time, giving the defense on the other side work. That's crazy. It's
bro, they played a
crazy.
team that was in the playoff last year. Colorado was 1-11. Their
Yo,
first game,
first game,
game numero uno,
500.
These niggas beat a team
yards.
that was in the playoff. And Mad Max is saying we're gassing it. We're gassing it.
Game. In the championship game. They're a championship team. Bro.
Like, come on, bro.
Come on.
Bro.
You gotta put some respect on this. Put some respect
we saw
on Deion
yesterday
Sanders' name.
Was insanity.
It was
insanity.
By
That's
far,
what we saw yesterday.
This is going to put so many people back on to college football. I've never been a college football fan. Real talk. Today's the day. Today's the day where I'm a college football fan. Today's the day where next week going to my bro crib and we're watching it all day long. Saturday, I'm not doing nothing else but watching college football. Straight like that.
I ain't gonna say I'm watching everybody, but I'm definitely watching Colorado games. That's for damn sure. I'll be watching Colorado games.
When they lose to Nebraska next week, all y'all hype beasts gonna be calm.
Depends on how they play. Depends on how they play.
They can play. They'll lose. They won't lose in Nebraska. They probably can lose in week 3 when not to Nebraska. Nebraska's
they're gonna lose by 50.
Nebraska's not good. If you watch Nebraska's first game, they're not that good. Because think about it, Max. Nebraska was 3-10 last year, and they're rebuilding, and they didn't have the chances like Colorado had came in, and they struggled the first game. So Nebraska was also a rebuilding team. Like
Max, you don't always have to be a contrarian, Bo.
Not always.
No. And Max,
I'm not
losing by 50 to
I know you're
Nebraska's nasty.
Max, you're being a contrarian.
I hate
Embrace
the hype
it.
train,
This is the one time.
Max,
This is the one time. Hold up, Max. This is the one time. Embrace it. Embrace the hype for one time. Embrace this transcendence. Embrace the fact that this man put the hood on his back. Embrace it.
Hell no. There's so many black coaches out there that don't get this support. Hell no, dude. Hell no. He ain't put no hood on this fucking back.
What does that have to do with anything, bro?
Don't say that. Don't say that.
What you mean? Don't say that. When he was
Mike
at
Locke
Jackson
went to
State,
Maryland, nobody never knew about him.
Okay, that's Mike Locke's fault.
Okay, there, but don't say he put the hood on his back. I'm just saying, my prediction's still on pace.
He brought like all the JSU staff to Colorado, and they just won against a nationally ranked team.
That's impressive.
No, it's not. Bro, now you got in context of basketball. Please use some context.
And Max,
what's the context?
Yeah, Max, you got to be honest. Max, you got to be honest. From
TCU and Colorado had the least amount of total players returning in college football.
Which means Colorado also faced that problem as well.
Yes. Because, like, think about it. People are saying Shador Sanders is not that good because he's going against HBCUs, going this, that. Travis Hunter not that good. And guess what? And these are still Division I players.
Whoever said that was dumb.
Yeah, no,
whoever said that was dumb.
Max. And it's not
that's what everyone been doing, Max. Like, bro, the man literally a prestige school like TCU. He goes to Colorado, the worst. Completely changes the roster, gets some dogs up in there, and he's literally putting Colorado on his back. They weren't gonna sit here and be on this level. They would have probably got blown out if Deion was never there, right? Yeah. Give the man some props, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying is impressive because the fact that he's able to like think about it. If let's say Deion wasn't there, it would take him a couple of years to like get it back. Usually, it takes you some years to.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all jumping the gun.
No, we're not jumping the gun. No, Max.
No, Max.
I'm not. Max,
they can easily lose every game for the rest of the year.
Max, I got him losing.
I had them win 5 games.
Do you predict that happening? You think they about to win? They about to lose the rest of the games this year?
No, I'm saying, but don't say shit back yet because it's not back. Did you see?
I mean, you already came up here and said they about to lose to Nebraska by 50. You said
no. I mean,
I would hate real talk.
If Max is saying we're overhyping one game, I get it. The hype on one game is true. Like we are hyping, but I get that we are hyping, but it's good signs. I get if Max is saying the one hype. It's super hype off of one game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got people talking about the rebuild is complete. That's
Yeah, that's
everybody
wrong.
going too
That's
far the other way. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
almost there.
It's not
No,
It's
it's
almost
not.
there.
It's
It's almost there.
No, it's
Not
not.
even gonna hold you.
Like, it's not gonna. Yeah, we
You
understand.
being
It's
a
not
team
gonna-
on this level. You being a team on this level. You're almost there.
What are the SEC teams he's playing? What's
None.
They don't play no SEC.
Now
teams.
is
No.
that was what
Not
SEC
one.
teams, Dub.
Oh,
They
no,
can't-
no, no,
I want to know. Hold up. We want to
They're
see.
just
I want
going
to
to
see how
keep
we turn
moving the
out.
goalpost.
Look, I'm with y'all.
You know what the bad thing is, Jalen? The bad thing is that an SEC program didn't offer Deion a job. The bad thing is that he had to go to Colorado. He had to go to a school that was 1-11.
I turned out the Florida Gators. I'll tell
He
you
did get offered the Auburn job. He was too scared to take it.
Too
Nah,
scared.
I don't think we'll stop
Too
it. That's not
scared.
stop it.
Yeah,
Now you're lying. Now you're just
Why we
lying.
keep doing this with Deion?
Deion
Why
can
do
do a
we
lot
keep
of things
doing
that
this
he ain't
with
scared.
Deion?
He's a lot
Why
of
do
things
we
that he
keep
ain't
doing
scared.
this with Deion?
Bro, it's not smart to take.
But this is, but even though
It's not smart to take the
I'll say
Auburn
this.
job.
The-
It's
the,
not.
um,
It's not
I
smart
got
for
Florida
anyone to
Gators
take the
job. I
Auburn
got
job.
Florida Gators
I
job.
don't know who offer more money.
Yeah. No, I
For
think
all the
Florida
people
Gators
that aren't
job.
college football fans that's in this panel, this year there are a lot of great players to watch and quarterbacks if you want to watch them. Like there's Michael Penix Michael Penix from Washington, he's really good. You should watch Caleb Williams, Drake May.
That
And
Alabama
Jalen
quarterback
Daniels.
yesterday just went crazy.
He
Jalen Milroe.
asked to. He asked to.
So yeah, there's a lot of great quarterbacks
right.
Dub and like teams. If you need, I can deem you some teams and quarterbacks to watch to put you on because like this year's a really exciting year. There's a lot of parity as well too.
Oh no, bro!
I follow my
I'm
Trojans.
tuned in. I'll figure it out. I'm tuned in. I'm looking at these schedules. I'm watching these teams, bruh. It's gonna be a fun year in football. Hey, I guess college is gonna be a topic of discussion.
Hey, FSU
I'm out
versus
here.
LSU is fire.
I think this is the year the Trojans return to the
Go
top.
look at
This is the year
Colorado.
the Trojans return
The
to the rightful place.
Trojans.
The rightful place. I'm a USC guy, you know, during the Reggie Bush Carolina era, but this is the year.
They got
I got
the best
USC
offense.
winning it too.
They'll have the best.
I got
offense.
USC
I'm telling
winning
you,
it all too.
it's been a while. It's been a while since the Trojans have been relevant like this in college football. So if they can do it,
I mean, it's just defense. If their defense shows up, then yeah, because they have the.
I got
No, Dan,
Alabama.
don't say
I got
shit about no
Alabama or
defense.
Georgia,
Don't say shit
like
about no
always.
defense in Colorado,
That's
Dan.
who's
Yeah.
going
No, I
to
did.
championship.
No, Max. I never said Colorado.
Georgia a cop out. I mean, they're back to
I
back.
think Colorado's gonna lose to Oregon and USC and like other people, but like they're not gonna play defense either. Like Colorado defense is an issue too. But the same thing with USC. For them to win a national championship, they need to like stop the big play. That's it. That's all
I
I'm
think
saying.
Caleb Williams can hide it.
I don't know where you getting this I don't know where you getting this defense from. Like you keep
Last
thinking
year.
Lincoln Riley's at Oklahoma. He's not at Oklahoma.
Max,
He's at
literally,
USC.
the defense was struggling last
USC
year.
recruits itself.
The Max,
It's easier to recruit defense at USC than it is Oklahoma, bro.
Max,
It's
the
just,
defense
that's just
was
a
literally
fact.
struggling last year. They struggled against Utah. They were struggling last year because they were
That's
playing
his
big
first
points.
year there. His first year there.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
was he even there last year?
Yeah, he was there. Even against
Yeah, his
Tulane,
first
they lost
year
the
there.
bowl
How
against
did
Tulane.
USC do, Dub? How did USC do last year? Well, anybody up here? How did USC do last year in his?
Yeah, I
first
don't
year?
know.
Like,
Don't ask me.
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
looked
Three
at
games or two games.
Mad Max, how good
were
did you? How
relevant.
good? Oh, Jalen, you're the USC guy. How good was USC last year? And Lincoln Robinson and Lincoln. What's his name?
I mean, they weren't
What's
good
the
enough to
coach?
make the
They had 10
playoffs.
wins.
No, what's the
They're
coach name? What's the coach name?
11-3. Yeah, Lincoln Riley, 11-3.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma.
Nice to
11
build
to
off
3.
of. Yeah, 11-3.
Okay,
Nice to
okay.
build off of. So they were about, I guess.
So, Mad Max, if Deion goes 11-3 this year, what will you be saying?
Shit, put him in the
That's amazing.
playoffs. What you talking about?
I mean, that ain't good enough for the playoffs. That ain't good enough for the playoffs.
For
but-
Deion, if Deion go 11-3, put him in the motherfucking playoffs.
I was talking to J-Rod about it earlier on his
I'm on a
stream.
podcast.
What happens if he is 11-3?
Nah, I'm
how
not.
long is it until Florida gives him a call? Like the Florida Gators gives Deion a call. You know what I mean? Like I think those big time schools. Because you talk about a coach who's not only good but marketable. You get Deion. Suddenly you can become the best recruiting team in college football. Deion goes to Florida, they might be the best recruiting team.
Don't keep talking about Florida, bro. I don't know why. We'll need Deion.
He got Deion got the number one player in the country to go to Jackson State.
Facts. That's so true. That's crazy.
Bro,
That's actually crazy.
He's now at a power.
But real talk, but you can't get where I'm coming from. Real talk. It might not be you, but like people around me are saying it's over with. I just seen somebody this morning saying I'm looking at Colorado's schedule. I don't see no reason they don't go 11-1.
No, Max. Max, I hear you.
That's
Max.
what I'm
I do
saying.
have them losing. I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I mean, I got to look at their schedule. I got to look at their
Yeah,
schedule.
the schedule.
Like Max,
I gotta look at the schedule.
Max. Like I'm not saying
the
no going
schedule
undefeated. I'm not that. Like I do have them losing, but I'm saying they do look better than what we expected in game one. Because like I said, they was 20-point underdogs. We didn't expect Shador to look like we knew he was good, but he was diamond. Like every pass was accurate.
Colorado was so
Travis
bad last
Kelce-
year. People realize how bad Colorado was last year.
Yeah. That's another reason why
worse
too.
than
Colorado
that.
was literally the worst team, Power 5 team in the nation.
Y'all
And-
stop mentioning that and then stop saying he replaced the whole roster because that don't matter.
What?
That matters.
What you mean that don't matter?
He had
That
one player
matters.
from last year's roster.
He has nine.
J-Rob in the building. Talk to
Yo,
about.
What's up, Jay Robinson?
Yo.
What's good, Jay Skeezy?
what up, yo?
Bro, I've been waiting for you.
What's up?
We need to celebrate together, bro.
Bro,
We
you wanna
just
have a-
witnessed. We just
wanna have a
witnessed
drinking wars?
history. We got to do that, but we could do that a different day. But bro, I know you're hype off this Colorado shit.
Yeah, bro, I had to do a little
off
stream
it.
about it right after the game ended.
Come on, bro, talk to me, bro. How many games they winning?
I mean, I already told niggas what time it was, and I gotta just say, all of y'all out here who cop please, talking about TCU wasn't that good, all of that shit. We didn't hear that. We didn't hear that back in March.
Prior to the game.
Back in April and May. Y'all said that was going to lose by 20 points. I got Colorado winning 9 games. And honestly, I'm feeling closer to 10 now more confidently because if you watch that game, Shador Sanders, the closest thing I've seen to Joe Burrow in college football since Joe Burrow, man. Accuracy.
Whoa.
Accuracy on the money. Let me finish. Accuracy on the money. Poise in the pocket. Listen, I know Dub watched that game. Dub, what throw did Shador make where you look back and was like, that was a bad throw?
Bro, there were not a lot. I don't even know if I found
I don't think there was any, bro.
He had a great game. Great game. The only thing
is,
I told you, prime Trevor Lawrence, J-Rob.
People forget the game would have been probably higher scoring if some receivers wasn't dropping shit.
Yes.
You got 4 and 5-star receivers dropping dots, dying on the money.
On the money. And I keep telling people, you know how hard it is? Because it was the I know the plays you're talking about where the receiver had them beat, but then they got locked up and then they dropped the ball when the ball was right there, right?
And then Travis Hunter dropped one.
Yep.
He dropped one too.
I told people, do you know how hard it is to make a throw like that one time? He did that shit 3 times.
Bro,
for each bomb, back to back.
He threw the ball 45. He threw the ball what? 47 times?
Yeah,
45 times. Completed 38 passes.
Throwing bombs on the money. That is skill.
Yards.
That is a skill that's ridiculous to have, bro.
Nah, bro. That's what happens.
That's only conducive to winning, though.
You know he trained with Brady.
What do you mean? It's of course
trained with Brady.
He got Brady.
Yeah, he's elite. He's elite.
He's
He's not the best player on that team, though. He's not the best player on that team.
The reason why I like them 9-10 games now is because the 9-10 games is because what I've learned from that one game against TCU that I think people are overlooking more than anything else right now is the fact that Colorado has shown that they got good enough quarterback and good enough offense where they're going to be in a few games this year that they're going to be shootouts and they're going to come down to one possession. It's okay if Colorado wins games this year 45-50, 55-48. Like, that could happen. But that team is good enough to be in those games because they don't – first of all, that O-line is way better than I thought. The receiving weapons better than I thought. They got to establish some sort of inside running game at some point.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think I think their other running back, McCaskill from Houston, who transferred in, he didn't play much yesterday. He's probably their best inside runner. So
their D-line, the TCU's D-line is good though. So it's like it's not good.
But also, I don't think nobody noticed that Colorado doesn't rotate their D-line. Yeah. So that D-line going to get gas. But that offense is going to be able to score points with anybody. So, we'll see.
Was Shador Sanders highly touted coming out of high school?
Yes, he is.
Like Georgia.
He went off over some every major school.
Okay.
Also,
Florida Atlantic with Lane Kiffin though.
Also with Colorado, I think that D-line needs to be a little bit more consistent as well. Because I seen the quarterback for TCU was getting some time in the pocket. I feel like once they get that
quarterback at TCU was the starter over Max Duggan before he got hurt last year.
That quarterback is trash.
Nah, he was whack. He was definitely whack.
Terrible in that game. They lost because of him. They really definitely lost that game because of him. He was terrible in that game.
I mean, I say the Colorado playmakers made plays, bro.
Bro.
Like that pick by Travis Hunter, bro.
Yeah.
Like how big of a pick that
Game
was.
changer. That was a game changer.
That was a
right
game
there.
changer.
Woo!
And people don't realize that really was a lay. That's really a layup. That really was a layup touchdown.
Yes.
But Travis Hunter came off his own route and just made a play. Like that's most corners is not coming off the receiver in the goal line or having the eyes to even think like this running back coming out of the backfield. I need to pretty much play 2-on-1 right here.
Mm-hmm.
But Travis did that shit Travis doing that shit at a high level, bro. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, Doug. That might be the best player in college football right now.
Oh no, it ain't no lie.
So.
He is.
I think so.
That's the best player.
I just feel like I can't even think of like another term or somebody who could really play elite at wide receiver and elite at corner. Because there's not a corner in the country better than him, and that includes Kool-Aid. And I don't think
Kool-Aid can do exactly what he's doing. I don't give a fuck
receiver,
what you talking about.
I don't think the only wide receiver right now that I'd rather have over Travis Hunter is Marvin Harrison Jr.
What about Xavier Worthy?
I told Dub, yes, I said, bro, Dub, this man is a first round pick at both of the position he's
number one pick.
So he got to be the first. Yeah, I was gonna say, is he first overall pick?
He may be a top.
Probably not because of quarterback.
He may be a top. He may be a top
Kool-Aid could do
top five. Yeah,
Kool-Aid could do what he's doing.
Hey, what about Xavier Worthy?
Max, you just hating on. You hate Colorado.
Kool-Aid could do what? No, I'm not hating.
You ain't saying nothing nice.
Kool-Aid
Everything they saying, you got something.
Kool-Aid could do.
Bro. I've been listening to you this whole time,
bro. And that's just what it is. Ain't nothing hating on Travis. They both. To me, they're the two best athletes in college football. Like hands down. Like there's nobody close to them two.
And I told Doug, I said, I watching, bro. I think the reason why Deion is letting Travis rock out because, bro, 120 plus snaps.
That's too many.
I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain that the whole season. But I will say that I think him being coached by Deion, I think Deion think that he could have done something similar to this if he was allowed the opportunity. I think he feel like, a lot of the times these great athletes that do play wide receiver and corner in high school and stuff like that, when you get to a major university, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, okay, you need to choose which position you want to play because clearly you're not going to be, playing the whole game, playing both. Yeah. But Deion understand, when you got a special talent like that, he probably see a lot of him. Yeah, he see a lot of himself in Travis. So he like, bro, I'm about to let Travis rock out, bro. And he's going up. That man played 120. Bro.
Yo, you can't leave a superstar on the bench, man. You got to impact it.
It was at a point.
You got to let him play.
It was at a point in time when him catching all them plays and touchdowns, he only allowed one catch on him, bro. I think he only got like 2-3 catches on that whole game though. That's crazy.
Bro, they literally put him on an island and let him play man all game, bro.
That's the best thing I like about him. I love anybody you can shut down one side of the field.
He shut down the whole.
That's like the most amazing thing you can do to me. Is one player shut down the whole side of the field. That's crazy.
Darrelle Revis, like.
Yeah.
But also, I know the snap count is something people worry about. But I'm gonna be honest about that snap count. Like,
talk about it.
I think it's going to be on a game by game basis. Like,
I hope it is.
If you're playing USC and Oregon and you're in a dogfight, I'm sorry, Travis, you may have to play 150 snaps. But when we go play Nebraska next week at Grotto, we're gonna bust their ass. Like, he's not gonna have to play 100+ snaps. Like,
J-Rob, now this is my question, though, right?
You're going to Utah at the end of the year, Travis. You have to play 150 snaps. Like, you just gotta be mindful. Like, when y'all play Colorado State, there's no point for him to pay 100 snaps. You feel me?
Right.
When you're playing those big games, Travis gotta be Travis. Man. You gotta let Travis be Travis.
J-Rob, my question is this: are you gonna go by game basis of what's needed, or are you majority of the time gonna play more snaps at corner?
Well, I mean, I look at it like this. You're gonna start the first half as normal. You're gonna let him play like normal in the first half, let him do his thing. But if you're going into halftime and it's 35-0, and you're playing a Colorado State team or a Nebraska team that you really don't need to be putting the pedal to the metal to, if your team not talented enough without Travis,
Deion gonna be like, Dion gonna be like, "Yo, you want to be wide receiver or quarterback? Which one you
Yeah,
want to
like
He
yeah,
says,
the second
"I'll say
half
both."
you only playing one side. Yeah, second half you only playing one side.
do?" Yeah, just let me know which one you want. You want to chill today, just be a wide receiver. You ain't got to worry about
I
nothing.
think he's gonna be DB. I think he always gonna be
Now
a
he'll
DB.
probably play corner. If he was to play
Definitely.
one, he probably play corner the whole game.
Yeah,
I
I
do
think he
think so.
playing corner if it's one
Yeah,
or
they
the
got hella
other.
receivers.
So
I
do you
think
think?
Shador
receivers.
can floor raise some of them other receivers
That nigga
Yeah.
where they
Jimmy
don't really
Horn
need them.
is crazy.
Hey, people like
Shador.
talking about the other dude too. That back that was killing that
The
Dylan
running
Edwards
back,
team, bro.
he a freshman.
Yeah,
That
Edwards.
freshman,
He
bro,
fast as hell.
Dylan
fast than a
Edwards, baby
motherfucker.
Reggie
Dylan Edwards, no, that nigga nice.
Dylan,
Baby,
Dylan Edwards Bush the third.
oh man, bro, he was
Okay.
My boy out there looking like baby Reggie.
bro, he
Bro,
was
your cat
spectacular.
can't
Bro.
read, dog. When
said
did I
what?
ever say Kool-Aid was better than him?
You
Than
did
Travis?
say
Nah,
that.
Kool-Aid not better than
No, I did. I
Travis.
said
Hey,
Kool-Aid
could
could do what he
do.
doing.
Yeah,
I
Kool-Aid
said they
could
the
do
Some
it.
nights.
Might as well just say he
I
better
said they
than
the
him
two
then.
best
No,
athletes.
Kool-Aid
They the
is
two
Kool-Aid
best
is
athletes
nice.
in the
Kool-Aid is
NCAA.
nice.
Kool-Aid is
How
Kool-Aid
was
is
that
dumb
hating?
nice. I rock with Kool-Aid
How
heavy,
was that
but he's
hating?
not better than Travis.
I didn't say that. I said they're the two best athletes in the NCAA.
I ain't
How was
gonna
that
lie,
hating?
bro. My boy threw for 500 in his first game
In
in
his
the
first
FBS. Like
That's fucking
game, he
crazy.
broke a record.
broke the school record, bro. Like that was crazy.
Nah,
I couldn't
I'm
believe it,
watching
bro.
him, right? And you know, because I'm new to this, so I'm watching it with me and my brother, because my brother came over with his family and stuff. So we chilling with the baby, and we're watching college football and stuff. And I'm in my head, I'm like, all right, it's Deion Sanders' son. Normally, J-Rob, I'll mute you for a second. That's a lot of win. I said I'll mute you for a second. That's a lot of win. But yeah, so in my head, I'm thinking like, I hope it's not like another one of these, you know, father, son, and everything. But they like, all right, they not that good. Watching him play, watching these throws, I told Real Talk, he's making NFL throws. He's making NFL top 10 throws. He's making like I'm ready for the league now type of throws. And on my head, I'm like, bro, this dude balling. I remember he got outside of the pocket. He was scrambling outside to the left of the pocket, scrambling.
Threw it back.
Through a sidearm, cross body, right down the middle of the field. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching. I'm like, bro, you're avoiding the traffic, and your eyes are still on the field, bro. That's elite. At any level, he's doing this shit now. Got great habits and great tendencies, bro. I'm not.
And what I like about
it was Brady like how he played. I know a lot of people get like, oh, it's our GOAT. No, the poise and the only thing I need to see from Fedor now is what if the defense take away his first read and what he gonna do out there on a consistent basis. Besides that, everything else is perfect because he made the right decision every time. Like I can't tell you on the one finger how many bad throws he truly made that game.
I think he threw one low ball, and he might have got hit when he was throwing it. That was it.
Yeah. Can he pass Caleb
and
Williams?
the decision where he was throwing wasn't bad.
Was right.
He just get the ball off.
Jalen, thing with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams already had a year build upon him from last year, and Caleb Williams also gonna have a great year. I still think Caleb Williams gonna be number one.
Caleb Williams still number one. He's still
but
number one.
but
hold the hype on him.
Yeah, Shador keeps doing this
because the thing with Caleb
Williams, he going number one. He already.
No, I'm talking about Shador. Hold the hype.
Shador keeps playing like this. I'm saying that.
What you mean hold the hype? You don't think he can be a first round pick?
No, he can be. He can be.
I'm talking to Max. I'm talking about Max.
If he keep doing this, bro, he had 500 yards in his first game. If he keep playing on this level, I'm not gonna hold you.
He going top 10.
He's going top 10, top 15.
No, there's a lot of this. I'm telling you, there's a lot of talented quarterbacks. Just like Michael Penix also for like 500 this year. Jalen McDaniels in LSU.
It don't work like that in college. There's been plenty of quarterbacks that go 500 a game and don't get drafted.
But they don't got the attention like
they don't got
time hype. What are you saying right now, bro? That man is not about to be throwing 500 yards a game at Colorado and not get drafted.
He's gonna have a 250-yard game.
What are we talking about?
Is he eligible? Is he eligible to come out this year, or is it waiting?
Yeah, he probably
doing that. He's not doing that this year.
Why wouldn't he? If he projected to go to the top 10, you'll be a fool to think
100%. Yeah.
No. I'm saying it hasn't been in college long enough. That's what I mean. It hasn't been in college long enough.
Bro, 500 yards is crazy.
I feel like they all gonna do like 3
against
years.
the ranked opponent too. Against the ranked
opponent.
Against the ranked opponent is impressive.
Well, everybody look. I don't care that TCU lost players. At the end of the day, that's still a established school that get in a high caliber NFL players. They were just
no, the hell they don't.
And they
Quinn
ranked.
fucking. This how I know you dumb. Quinn fucking Jefferson is just got drafted to the Chargers. He gonna be
Yes, they had a hot year. They had one hot year. They've been ass.
They've had more than 1 hot year. No,
They caught lightning in the
more than 1
bottle.
year. They've had more
They
than
ain't
1
been
year.
good since Javon Bokins was there.
Ain't no lightning in the bottle. This team just no matter
Yes,
what
they
the hell
caught
you
lightning
talking
in the
about,
bottle. This
It
what I'm
don't
saying.
matter
Y'all
what
don't watch
the hell
college
you
football.
talking, Max. It don't matter what the hell you talking about. This team was just in the national championship game last year. At the end of the day, if you don't do good enough recruiting skills off a team that went from the national championship game, that's on you. That a team that won one game and somebody can recruit a better staff than you. That's on you and your program. At the end of the day, you have the reputation of being a ranked team who just made it to the national championship game. Ain't no fucking excuses.
When Deion signed this contract, he was automatically the best recruit in the nation. So that don't make sense.
It's not
Over
necessarily.
Nick
Like, he got
Saban,
everybody that
over
was
Dabo
Hold on.
Swinney,
Yeah, I was gonna say
over any of them. When he signed this contract,
he
was
didn't get
automatically
every
the
top
best recruit
recruit
in the
at
nation.
every position.
The recruiting will be interesting to see, though.
Next
how,
year
like,
he
can
will.
compete. Yeah, can he beat
Next
Alabama?
year he will.
So
He got
you're saying he's
multiple.
going to out-recruit. He's going to out-recruit Alabama, Georgia, Auburn.
No, I don't think he's gonna.
That's
I
tough.
think he can. I think it's gonna be real tough to out recruit Alabama and Georgia. Reason why? Because they have a history
not those
and like
schools.
in a
Not gonna hold you.
It's
Not
Deion.
gonna
Deion
hold
He
you.
finished top five.
He finished top 5.
If he
But,
has
like,
a great season off of Colorado, who were just 1-11, best believe those high schools be like, bro, why would I?
It don't matter if he have a great season or not. They know the potential with Deion.
They know
They coming regardless.
They,
They
bro,
coming regardless.
they listen. They gonna look
The
at it like,
attention come with it. When you
am
play
I going
good
with?
team.
Am I gonna go with Nick Saban on Alabama, who's gonna be where my PT could be limited because there's not too many. There's a lot of guys there, or go to Colorado where I know I'm better than a lot of those guys there. On top of that, I have Deion fucking Sanders behind me, bro.
Hold on, wait. Anytime you have a good game, your stats are double the attention because you're playing for Deion in Colorado.
Facts.
So now, yes, this 500-yard game probably feel like a 600-700-yard game. Dylan Edwards just went
It feels
off.
like they won the season. It feels
Won
like
the
they won the season
the
already. I'm
season.
not gonna hold you off of this one game.
Travis Hunter, they just say everybody say he a lead on both sides. He going viral on TikTok like, bro, they got a sound talking about this nigga is wilding.
And for people who don't know this is how I know that y'all don't know the younger generation. They buy into hype, especially the younger generation. They love buying into hype.
Yeah, they hype bees.
They love the attention, the social media attention.
They will sit here and ponder and be like, nah, I'm gonna go with Deion, bro. Why? They had Brittany Renner with his peoples, you feel me?
They did that with the Ball family. They did that with Lonzo.
Exactly, bro. They're buying into the hype.
You ball, you going. You going
exactly, bro.
Deion's a game changer. He's a game changer recruiting, no doubt.
Because it's a double. Max, don't get me wrong. It's a double-edged sword when it comes to because if they don't ball out, the crucify, how they gonna crucify you gonna be 2 times worse. So that's why, like, you're gonna get more praise if you ball, but they're gonna crucify you if you do bad.
Well, that's why I said if the season goes well for them, they're not gonna think about that. They just think about, oh yeah, we about to go ball and be even better than they were this year. They're like, yo, let's go. Let's
they coming regardless. Winning season, losing season, he gonna have at least a top 5 class regardless, no matter what.
He already got a better. He got to get one more game. He had a better season than last year, automatic.
Yeah,
really keep it a buck. The expectation was low,
bro. This dude is making himself.
That's why he picked here.
The crazy thing is, Deion may be the only person where it's not the school that's the powerhouse. He is the powerhouse.
For sure.
He's the powerhouse, and that's scary.
Very few coaches can say that. How many coaches can really say that?
Not a lot. A lot of schools have. A lot of coaches have.
Urban Meyer, the only two.
But Nick Saban has the whole school behind him. You think?
Yeah. Like, Nick Saban is successful at every school he's at. It's not just.
I don't know too much about Nick Saban.
The Alabama way was different, though. Real, man. This
I mean, he definitely not. I mean, Alabama is. You know, you've had Bear Bryant. You know what I'm saying? There's been some names already at Alabama.
Let's keep it up. He didn't had some of the most stacked quarterback rooms, wide receiver rooms. Running back room.
He's had the most stacked offense. No, he's had the most stacked offensive line, defensive line.
Receiver, running back. I'm there with you, but quarterback.
Did he have a year? He had Mac Jones, Tua, and Jalen Hurts all in the same room, right?
And
The
they
year
left.
before, right?
You know, Matt Jones was a
And they
three-star
left, and they
recruit,
all
right?
starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What the fuck is we talking about?
You know, Matt
No, but
Jones
He
was
had
a
three
three-star
NFL
recruit, right?
starting quarterbacks
But-
on his roster.
But
I
the
mean, that's
strength
only
of
1 year,
Alabama
though.
every year. The strength
That
of
was 1
Alabama
year.
every
No,
year.
they rotate. They rotate.
The strength of Alabama every year. They always have the number one rated offensive line and defensive line. That's
Yeah.
their strength every year.
Yeah.
More than- I think that's the answer. Offensive line and defensive line. He recruits linemen like I don't know.
I just
he's
need
thinking
y'all.
about, you know,
I did this by myself yesterday. I just need y'all here to witness this, bro. Come on.
Nobody believes in you. You lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, "It's not over
Come on,
until
bro.
I win."
This shit go too hard. This shit go too hard, bro.
Adrian,
I'm not gonna lie, that shit go way too hard, bro.
Rocky's such a
You
good
made that?
series.
No, I didn't make that. I found it, but bro, that's exactly how I felt after this game, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm about to get to the lab. I'm about to get to the gym. You know, I feel like let me prove these doubters wrong. I said, fuck those YouTube comments.
Oh, we were talking about it earlier on PC. Was that Dion's the type of coach? He gets you hype. You didn't listen to the man speak. He makes you want to, like I said, go out, go to the gym, do whatever. Like do some
Jalen, that's
production.
true though.
Get on your
And
game.
Teddy Bear
That's
being
true.
your name is crazy. That Teddy Bear shit was still crazy. But
I'm
Dylan
saying,
Edwards
man, that's
fumbled,
not
right?
Teddy Bear.
Dylan
Teddy
Edwards
Bear shit
fumbled.
is crazy.
Dylan Edwards fumbled. And then Dion talked to him, pulled to the side. That motherfucker just went crazy after that fumble.
Yeah,
he had
next
like
play,
three
man, he scored a
touchdowns after that.
touchdown.
Yeah, three touchdowns after that. So
All right, boys. Are y'all ready to talk about Team USA?
Steve overrated
Oh,
Kirk.
Lord.
Talk about the L's.
The overrated Steve
Oh
Kerr.
my goodness.
Let's
Here
talk
we
about
go.
it.
Here
So
we go.
he Curry made. He
Well,
Curry
can-
made.
can- can-
There's a lot of frauds in the kitchen, man.
Can
We
you
gotta pick
describe
them
the
out,
game
bro.
for me? I didn't watch the game. Can
Hey
y'all
Dub, I
describe
meant
it
to
for
tell
me?
you something before you go, Dev. Good job on your Draymond take. That was a fire take. That
What'd I say?
Draymond helped Curry more than Curry helped Draymond. That was
thank you,
fire.
thank you.
Fire.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Fire.
That's a
That's
fact.
a
That's
fact.
well
That's a
known.
blatant fact.
Yeah,
Easy
that's a
fact.
But people
You
don't
was
Wait,
say
your-
that.
your bluff.
wait. Time out. What was this take? You said that?
Draymond Green, because it's not about who's the better player, it's about who helped each other more. Somebody could be a worse player but still help somebody out more.
That's facts.
Draymond Green helped Stephen Curry more than the other way around. Stephen Curry,
is
if we're
such
gonna
a
be
lie.
real, if we're gonna
That
be
is
real,
such a lie.
if we're gonna be real, Draymond's offensive game hasn't been great. So how is Draymond Green's impact felt so great offensively when he's a terrible offensive player, number one? So he didn't help him out offensively
Because
like
of
that.
Steph Curry? What?
No.
No.
How wait, how can I help somebody offensive game when their offensive game is still shit?
Nigga, if Steph Curry didn't have the ability to move off ball like that, no one would take Draymond's DHOs that serious. I don't.
If Steph Curry didn't have the ability to move off ball like that, nobody would talk about it.
Wait, hold on. Draymond could do the same passing with Ray Allen's off-ball movement, with
my
Rip
God.
Hamilton's off-ball movement.
Okay,
With
so-
Cal Korver's
Hey, Dub,
off-ball
and this
movement.
is something else. When I added onto your take
So
too.
when
Without-
Steph is
without
not there and it's just Klay
Draymond-
Thompson. Wait. So when Steph is not there and it's just Klay Thompson, how does it look?
Oh, it looks good. Klay Thompson was killing the Portland Trailblazers in 2016.
When Draymond not there and it's just Steph
2015.
high look.
So we're talking
They were
about
killing.
peak
They look
Draymond.
bad as a team.
No, I'm just talking about Draymond
lose.
together. But you
Yeah,
asked me
you're
what does
talking
it
about
look like.
Draymond in its entirety. You have to talk about different
You
years.
talk about Draymond. I brought you an instance. There we go.
Yeah, and then
Oh, look,
also
this year when Steph Curry was missing some games, Jordan Poole was shot chucking, but those DHOs they were still running it. So I don't know what
They
you're talking.
weren't. They were. It wasn't as
I-
effective.
I think Draymond plays
Yeah,
better.
because
I mean,
Jordan Poole
plays
couldn't
good.
fucking cash in on the bitch. That's all. 'Cause it was-
Exactly. That's
Look,
the whole point.
look.
That's what makes a
No, wait, no,
DHO
y'all only talking about
No,
one
but
side.
that doesn't affect
Y'all
Draymond.
only
Draymond
talking
can
about
still
That don't
do that.
mean
That
don't
clearly
mean-
affects.
No,
Oh
stop.
my God, bro.
That don't mean Draymond can't sit here and do that shit with a Jamal.
Nigga, if
Murray
I'm coming
or
off of a
Dame.
DHO,
No.
Dub, you're not thinking. If I'm coming
No,
off of
you're
a
not.
DHO,
No, you're
and
just
I'm
saying
not getting
bullshit.
trapped,
No, you're
My
just
the
saying
person
no.
who's DHOing is not doing anything. my nigga.
Okay,
Hey.
cool, but you're acting as if
Two is not going with Jordan
Listen,
Poole, and Jordan Poole
listen,
can't make that decision for
listen,
Draymond off the short roll.
Listen,
It's not hard.
What you're saying is, oh yeah, you're giving Curry all this credit for helping Draymond all in his offensive game. Even then, that's not even like his offensive game. We don't talk about Draymond Green's offense. Talk about his DHA was number one. But let's stay here. You acting as if he can't sit here and do that with other guards like a Jamal, like a Dame.
Never said he couldn't. I never
Okay,
said
but
he couldn't.
don't
This
sit
is
here and be
It's
like,
not as
oh,
effective.
no,
That's
but
the
no,
whole
but
point.
But
That's
no,
what-
it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yes, it does. That's what allows Draymond to get stuff
We're
easy
talking,
baskets at the rim.
we're talking about helping each other. It's an offense, bro. That's we're in all reality, what you're explaining, they're actually all helping each other. They're all helping each other, right? Because they're just running an offense. They're all just helping each other, right? right?
What do you mean by helping? Okay, this is my question. I don't think.
Because he's just using regular basketball plays and be like, oh man, Curry's helping out so much. These are just regular sets, bro. Like they.
I wasn't even
nigga, but it depends. Oh my god, Tyler Hero runs a DHO or Steph Curry runs a DHO. It's gonna look a lot different and be differently effective. Like that's just simple.
Okay.
Like
how
is a better basketball player
without Draymond Green? They can't.
Let me ask you this.
Are we serious?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Right? This is so fucking stupid. All right, cool. Let's say Draymond can't do those DHOs. Right? Is Draymond's game really predicated on DHOs?
Offensively, a lot, yes.
Offensively, sure, but the person which we value in Draymond Green, is it really predicated on DHOs? With Draymond Green, without that, would it be so like no longer Draymond Green anymore because he's not around Curry?
Yes, because the reason what makes Draymond very good offensively is the fact that
he's not good offensively. He's shit.
Nigga, what makes him? Oh my God, you're not listening to what I'm saying. What makes him? I'm not saying he's a great offensive player by himself. What makes him good in the system is the fact that someone like Steph, right, who gets trapped a lot in high screen rolls or DHOs, gives him the ability to have literally a 2v1 situation every single time. And all he has to do is either get to the basket or dump it off on the short roll for the big. That's all he has to do.
No.
That's fine.
Like,
no, wait.
I'm watching him play with Klay Thompson.
Point guard can make that drop off pass to
Klay after running the DHO is getting stopped at the line because he can't drive. The DHO is null and void because he can't make the pass neither. Hence, what makes Draymond Green not as effective. It's not hard to understand this concept, bro. Like you can't run the same plays.
Now you just took one aspect. You just took one aspect, KB. You just took one.
It's not one aspect. If that's a majority,
I'll let you go. You took one aspect and not add everything else in context. Because when Curry was getting blitzed, because we also seen them without a good pass. Because somebody said you put any good pass big man. They offense didn't look the same when David Lee was there. When Draymond Green added a whole different dynamic to their team and versatility to their team. Also, Draymond Green added the depth lineup ability where he can actually run fucking center and they can run small. That added the ultimate floor spacing for that team to give everybody room to operate. Also, when Curry was getting blitzed, like you are acknowledging, right? What was Curry's idea? Let's run the ball through Draymond Green and get Curry off ball so he stop getting blitzed. We can put him in better positions to actually get him in position to fucking score. Why is that so hard to understand? Because Curry, what you
can that would benefit. That's benefiting.
Let me finish. Even that 1 year without
dude, what are you talking about?
Even that 1 year he played without Draymond, right? And he had the MVP caliber year and was losing. You cannot deny the fact that Curry get easier baskets when Draymond Green is on the fucking court. You cannot deny.
Yes, I'm not denying that. No one's saying that Steph Curry's job isn't easier with Draymond Green.
But so that's what the fuck the point is.
Nigga. He said he's trying to.
No, because it's not just that. We're talking about Curry's offensive game. Cool, Curry and how he helps Draymond his offensive game. You brought up DHOs. Cool, keep the dumbass shit. Fine. That doesn't the DHO impact of Draymond Green that Curry helps him out with does not overweigh the passing that Draymond Green does to allow Steph to play off ball. On top of that, the great defense that guys like you praise, calling it transcendent, the all-time great defense in which he plays to sit here and make sure that Stephen Curry doesn't get picked apart out there. And so you got a guy on the other side of the ball sit here making up for Curry and what he can't do.
That's you can do. You can say the
same
thing.
Run through fast.
You can literally say the same thing on the other side of the ball.
Curry does not do that
because of the fact that Steph extends defense.
What does Curry help? What does Curry help Draymond with defensively? Name one.
I'm not saying Steph helps with Dre right now. Honestly, Steph is actually he solidified himself as a neutral defender to me.
A neutral defender doesn't help him. But go ahead.
No. Yes, it does. If you're not a massive negative, you're not
negatively
impacting your defense.
A neutral defender doesn't help.
The revisionist history I don't understand about Steph is that as a team defender, he wasn't really necessarily bad. He just wasn't he wasn't an on-ball elite defender. He wasn't a nigga who was guarding POAs and actually denying pick and rolls and scheme navigating.
What years are you referring to? Because I think it gets tilted
as a team
both
defender,
ways.
He was actually good at sending. Wait, hold on.
But also, he was cookable. He was very
cookable. He was on ball, yes, bro. Against some of the elite players, he's getting cooked. Like obviously, when he's going up against Kyrie in that system, yes, he's getting cooked. He's getting going up against
James was frequently hunting him
yes,
as well.
nigga, when he's going up against one of the best ISO players in that decade, he's getting cooked. When he's going up against peak Westbrook, he's getting cooked. These are all good. These are all good to great offensive players who Curry is cooking on the other end as well. So like that point is null and void. Two, in a system where the system revolves around this nigga.
What the fuck you talking about?
What the, no, hold on.
Because there's times where
system where
Lonnie Walker
was,
is it just me? Was Lonnie Walker not cooking him in the playoffs?
Lonnie Walker was hunting him as well.
Ridiculously tough shots. You're making it seem like Steph wasn't actually playing.
But he was hunting Steph. He was hunting Steph.
Yes, that's the job because he's the weakest defender of all of them on the floor. That's just how basketball works.
He's not helping Draymond.
When people convert,
so he's not helping Draymond defensively.
So was it bad defense from Steph if someone's just making tough shots?
At the end of it, I talk about Strus all the time. Tons of effort, great. He's there, does everything he's supposed to do. Guess what? He's still bad because he just thinks of his size. He's not athletic.
Because he's not making him miss?
Yes.
That makes you bad. You can have a good defensive possession and someone
KB, what the hell are you talking about? If I do everything right on defense, but I'm still getting cooked and getting cooked consistently, guess what? I'm just not that great of a defender.
I'm not saying Steph was locking this up, but my nigga, he had possessions where he was there in front of him. He contested shots, just making extremely tough baskets.
Okay,
and on top of that, it was like
let's do this, KB, right? So if we get Curry offense right and we get Draymond Green defense, when one of their best lineups, the death lineup that helped them win all them games, who make that lineup work better? Is it Draymond the ability to play the five and switch everything and play make, or is it Curry? That makes that lineup.
And acting like Draymond doesn't help.
No. I can't be asking. Who makes?
Are you asking what's more impactful?
Draymond help everybody.
No, KB. Who makes the death lineup work that changed the game of basketball for the Warriors to be that dominant?
Between Steph's offense and Draymond.
No, is it Steph or Draymond? That's a simple question, brother.
Nigga, Draymond's defense is what allows the death lineup.
So it's Draymond's defense ability to guard 1 through 5 and also to get the rebound and play, make the speed up the pace.
1 through 5 is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
At his Draymond Green prime, he was able to guard 1 through 5. The Warriors used to switch everything.
Used to, yes. Like in an era where there was barely any bigs to guard. Okay, man.
Everything that Dub was saying, the whole point is all the different values that Draymond Green, offensively, defensively.
But that you can do this. No, this is my problem. SB. No one.
Nobody's saying that he's better.
Okay, so are you saying? Are you okay? No. I'm gonna ask you this question.
I might say you better.
What's more impactful? Draymond Green. Stop, please. Draymond Green's peak defense or Steph's peak offense? Which one was more impactful to that death lineup or whatever you want to call it? Which
Draymond peak defense.
But Draymond was doing more than just peak defense. His playmaking.
Draymond peak defense, bro.
All right,
if we're talking, no, wait. If we're talking about, no, that's not what you asked. That's not what he asked. That's not number one.
I'm not like I asked you.
You didn't ask that question. The question you asked for what's more impactful for that death lineup? Steph Curry's offense or Draymond's defense?
Right,
it's obviously Draymond's
they're
defense,
both, mind you,
because his defense is what allows.
I said they're both at their peak.
And his ability to rebound.
Even at their
peak, Draymond.
That small, we're talking about that small ball lineup is allowed because his versatility to play 1 through 5. Stephen Curry, if he has fucking DeAndre Jordan out there, guess what? That shit doesn't mean anything because he can't guard up. They can't do a death lineup like that because he can't guard up. Draymond Green's defense is more impactful to that death lineup than the offense. That's just a fact.
That's obvious.
You're telling me the lineup that's comprised of Steph, the lineup that's comprised of Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iggy, and who was?
It was Harrison Barnes. Then the next
Harrison Barnes.
It was 3. They did it again on the last championship run.
Are we serious? Like we're taking that peak level of defense, which I understand is very good.
I would take.
You're taking that. You think that's more impactful than what Steph Curry's peak offense is giving?
Watch this though, because
that's what you're saying.
You're not. No, wait. SB, hold on. Because you're not listening. We're talking about the death lineup. If you want to
I know. I said that.
If we want to talk about the game of basketball, sure, Curry.
Yes,
that's fine, perfectly fine. But when we're talking about the death lineup on why that's able to be a thing and how they're able to run sets like that and be in transition because of that, that defense is the main reason why they're able to do that. That is a fact.
And if you go on the offensive ability and Steph is not there, your system of Draymond and the DHOs and the high pick and rolls and the 2v1 scenario that Steph is literally creating every single time is not there. It's not there.
Disagreeing.
The same
Nobody's
reason as to why
disagreeing
Draymond's able to get these open threes. The same reason as to why he's able to get these easy
depth
middies.
lineup, though.
The
You
same
said
reason
the
as to
depth
why
lineup.
Klay Thompson is getting these open weak side threes. It starts with this nigga literally creating 2v1 scenarios for the nigga. Literally. And you're just you're not thinking about that at all.
Nobody's disagreeing with that. When we compare the two, this is what you do. You weigh it out and see which one was more. I think the combination.
Nigga, it's clearly that's why I'm confused.
You gonna wait and let me talk.
All you said was DHOs for Steph.
Yeah, you literally
no, nigga, because they run.
I'm literally only saying
I can give you split actions. I can give you when they run weak side doubles, and this nigga's able to get easy layups.
Cool.
Like, you guys
fine. We could talk about Draymond Green. He's been the vocal leader of that team. Him getting guys organized for the team. Stephen Curry as well to send the help, to know when to be here, know when to be there, and be the orchestra of the defense. And
while also you're making it seem like Draymond is literally floor carrying the shit out of niggas when he has niggas like Harrison Barnes, who is actually like a solid defender.
So now you're gonna praise. You're
gonna praise nigga. It's a system. Stop.
Not praise Klay Thompson.
It's a system. I don't knock Drake. The thing is,
because Iggy
you're trying to make it seem like I'm knocking Draymond's offensive abilities in the system. It's needed. I'm not saying he's not. This is what you're fucking doing. I don't like it. I don't like when he has value offensively, but you're making it seem like as if this is what you're doing. You're making it seem like Draymond is doing things like defensively with a bunch of pieces that are like ass, my nigga. When Iggy in his prime with the Golden State Warriors was one of the better wing defenders in our league.
You do the same.
Allow Draymond to actually go off. I'm not doing that though. You started off this conversation doing that
every single day.
You literally started off this conversation doing that, like literally being disingenuous for no reason.
Y'all do that for Curry all the time. Y'all do that for Curry every single day.
I'm not.
Y'all do that. I've heard y'all talk.
You doing it now
all the time. All the time. Y'all sit here go so far to diminish Klay Thompson and what he can do. Not act as if he didn't have a good bench, didn't have an Iggy, Barnes was a good shooter.
Did I not just
I'm telling y'all what y'all do. I've heard you not just from today in the past. Y'all diminish the talent which Curry has to uplift him, but now when people do it for Draymond Green, you don't want to hear the shit. That's
wait, stop. Defensively, Andre Iguodala was best suited for his. Stop.
Steph Gravity just
now niggas gassing him.
Overrated defender, like people say.
Literally has to be gas Iggy for his defense. Offensively, he was able to do what he did because of the fact of the system at which they were in. People who are in the system have played different roles in it, which allowed them to be maximized. I'm saying Steph Curry is the head of this system. The system that allows it to work.
Wait, what did you just say about Iggy?
Nobody disagrees.
Wait, what did you just say about Iggy?
But but this is the difference. Stop. This is the difference. Niggas like Iggy, niggas like Harrison Barnes, niggas like Andrew Bogut, their value was a lot better. Not a lot better, sorry. Like their value was more looked at defensively and had more defensive value rather than their offensive value. And I shouldn't have to explain that because you niggas clearly know why. Because if they did without Steph Curry, if you were to add just a regular pieces onto this team, the team would look the same.
I'll walk it through for you again. A guy who's playing at that level defensively for a crew, at the same time impacting the offense in a way to allow the main guy in my team to play more off ball, to have that impact that you're fucking talking about, having it so he can run these DHOs. He has a passer that can capitalize off of him running off of actions and hitting some 10-point passes, so he can have that impact, so that he can have that impact on the floor. You have Draymond Green helping him have that impact on the floor on the offensive end, and then the defensive end, he's sitting a great defender and impacts that unit to level be a top 1, top 2, top 3 defense in the league for multitudes of years.
Ask him if he thinks Draymond is replaceable.
That's why he's more. That's why he's helped Curry out. That's why he's helped Curry out more than Draymond Green, because Curry needed a guy like Draymond to be that way, to have that impact on that side of the floor, while Draymond Green didn't need Curry to be on that level of impact defensively at all.
Doug, can I add something too that I feel like people miss about the Draymond impact part? I think they synonymously needed each other, but people forget like during their championship runs, especially the first ones, it's not even the one that just recently happened in the late 2017, 18, that time. What was it about the Warriors outside of the shooting prowess that made them a great team? They were literally always a top 3 team defensively during those runs. And that's not from Curry's impact at all. That's from Draymond Green literally anchoring the defense. And I think as much as we try to say that Curry's offensive impact was as important as it was, Draymond played a role in his offensive impact, and I think he also anchored the defense. I will always give Draymond a lot of credit because he is 100% the unsung hero of the Warriors dynasty, and he will always be. And I think the way you're talking about him right now shows why he's the like nobody's ever going to mention that they had number 1, number 2, number 3 defenses when they were winning championships. Nobody even thinks about it, but everybody will mention Curry was a unanimous MVP during this time, and they have the best shooting ever.
And every time Draymond got hurt, their defense dropped, like catastrophically dropped.
Let me say something real quick because Gabe just finally said
niggas are arguing the same
thing. Hold on, KB, because you've been talking for a good little while. Gabe just said it. I'm trying to figure out what y'all mean by making Curry better. Are you saying from an individual standpoint or like he definitely helped Curry with team success, but I do think that Curry individually would have been a great player regardless.
Mm-hmm. So it's like this, right? Of course, they all help each other, right? Real talk.
Let me
find when I sit here and think about things, and I'll be like, all right, when people be like, oh yeah, Curry's like this such a great player, and he helped these guys so much, as if they would be nothing without him. I heavily disagree with that. I think that's just a blatant lie that people say as a talking point because Drake could go with guards who could score on levels and allow them to play more off ball. That's the thing that's portable to a lot of crews. He could do that with a lot of players, especially in the era in which he came up in, right? So with him having the defensive impact on the floor to sit here and try to hide some of Steph's defensive deficiencies, on top of that being that way defensively on the offensive end, he was that passer for Steph, so he can have this level of impact playing off ball with his shooting, doing the DHOs. I think when I compare the two, Draymond helped Curry more than Curry helped Draymond. That's all we're talking about. And
KP, he got the exact take so y'all can shut the hell up and hear it clear.
No, I just walked it through him. You don't have to do it.
Because I'm like,
bro, we heard the take. I was there when he initially said it, bro.
But my thing, hold on, SB, hold on, because this is like how I feel the same type of conversation I was having with Lowe on Open Gym the other day when he was saying like the defensive personnel around Jokic didn't really change, and I'm like, bro, it can't be that Jokic, because he still was playing at a very elite level offensively. When he was losing to the Warriors, when he was losing to the Suns, those rounds, granted also without Jamal Murray, but my point is when you do have a great offensive player, even if the defensive personnel isn't, all league worthy, if you do have, positive defenders around an offensive player, all you're trying to do is just give a little resistance to a team because or you're figuring that your offensive player is going to dominate. So we don't have to be a great defense, but if we can get a certain amount of stops, we're probably going to win the game. That's what happened with Jokic. It definitely happened with Curry when those teams that had Iggy. I don't like how you tried to downplay Iggy as a player. Iggy was on Team USA teams. Everybody saw the value of having Iguodala on a team. In the league, bro. But he was not just that. He was a great. Yeah, he was a great passer, a great IQ player, one of the smartest players in the league. It was a great addition to have. A very great addition to have Iguodala. Draymond is anchoring a top 5 defense consistently in those runs. That's also a fact, and the fact that we've seen Curry with that type of player the whole time be able to win championships. Now we do just assume, oh yeah, Curry, because the conversation was like, oh yeah, Curry doesn't need this and this and that to win a championship. But in fact, he has had Draymond the whole time. He has had good perimeter POA defenders, wings the entire time. So it's hard to just assume he would still win chips without him. Would he still be a great individual player? Sure. But the dynasty that he just went on, all the defensive help to mask his main problem is very important.
And also,
it very much is.
And also, I do want to add on to your point, real talk, because I have noticed, when we talk about teams in the past, I feel like the talking points kind of changed of now versus what was happening back then. Because like it seems like we said with Klay Thompson, it seems like Klay Thompson was held in a high regard back then versus now. And I don't know if that's due to his play, how he's been playing recently, but like now I'm hearing like Klay's not as important to the Warriors that he actually was. This that I don't know what I'm not saying like people diminish like Klay and Draymond all the time, but I have been noticing that, and it's not just for the Warriors, but I see it for other teams that we kind of forget how impactful some of these players were during their time, just like 5 years ago, a couple years ago.
That's a fact.
People definitely do. Are we going back to the Steve Kerr?
I don't know, man. I just be like, I'm gonna just hit this one thing before we go to. Huh?
That Team USA wasn't talking about. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna say this one thing before we go to the super chats and Team USA. Just like I understand Draymond's impact defensively as a player. I always like set to like during all these runs, except for the KD era, obviously. Like Draymond to me was like the clear cut second best player on this team. Off of the like defensive impact that he had and offensively what he brought to the table as a floor setter, like it was very, very important, right? But like to sit here and act like as if like other pieces didn't matter, even for both sides, is like a bit insane. Like when Iggy was doing what he did, as a
nobody said that. What the hell are you talking about? Nobody said that.
That's what y'all Steph Curry fans.
Can a nigga
I was saying Steph Curry's trying to do that more than anything. Nobody didn't say that.
Niggas can't even finish their sentence, bro. Goddamn. Anyways, bro, like I was saying, Draymond was doing like unspeakable things defensively, like especially during his peak, right? But the reason as to why like I'm a bit flabbergasted is because like there's years or a year specifically not this year, sorry, I guess 2 seasons ago or last year, where they were in the finals and offensively the floor setting and the passing that usually Draymond gives you in a setting to where like they sag off, he wasn't getting that. Even in the Memphis series in 22, where they were playing high on him and running heavy switches all the time, like his DHO passing and everything was like null and void. So offensively, he did not look as good at all, especially with his rim finishing either. He couldn't get to the basket by himself. So like
what year are we talking about? What years are you talking about?
This is 2022. This is their championship run.
Okay, so you talking about the latest one, Draymond was not that great, but
and on top of that, Steph this is what I'm about to get to. Steph offensively, I'm not gonna say he wasn't impacted because in Memphis he didn't play that good of a series. But against the Celtics, and not even arguably, you could argue a better defense. He was playing a lot, but he was playing fine. He was running. He was running pick and rolls for different people. He was still playing. He wasn't even playing off the ball that heavy. He was on ball creating for himself, and he was like playing transcendent offense, especially as a scorer.
That's one series.
Yeah, he was.
That's one series out of like 4 championships.
It's not one series though. Like there's series where he goes up against other good defenses and plays fine. Like he played against the Pelicans in literally 15 and was able to do what he did against Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday. So like I don't know. There's series where like he's doing these things on ball and then it just gets null and void because of Draymond and his floor setting, which is fine. But at the same time, that same floor setting wouldn't be as effective with other players that you guys are making it out to be. Like I just don't think.
Okay, and the Warriors won't be as successful. They don't have a player who's versatile like Draymond Green who can play, make, and defend 1 through 5.
Nah, yeah, the same reason as to why they wouldn't be as successful without Curry's offense. The same thing, bro. Like I think
versatility is so important in basketball, bro. I don't think y'all understand like how much of a breather that is for a crew.
Nigga, so did
Steph. That shit helps out a crew so much. But let me read off these super chats real quick from AB. Appreciate you, brother. This conversation just confirms people care about offense more than defensive impact. Shaking my head. Current coach is under a microscope looking like a Mark Jackson merchant. I do want to talk about this.
I didn't watch the game, by the way, so I don't know what.
I didn't watch the game. I watched some I watched some highlights and stuff. I watched.
It was down 21. I heard too.
Yeah, it was. They got destroyed on the boards. Basically, they're just getting destroyed inside. Lithuania out rebounded them, out muscled them. I thought
Damo seemed like he was correct.
Yeah, I thought they should have gave Steve Kerr should have gave Walker Kessler more minutes just because he is the best rebounder on the team. They were just playing small. Like Bob Carroll is.
Paulo at the 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's that Draymond. Hey, look. Hey, Dub, that's that Draymond. He think he can play small ball with everybody. I wonder why he want to play like that.
There's 2 things I want to tell people. We're going to talk about Kerr, but Jaren Jackson Jr., I don't want to hear nothing about him being better than Bam Adebayo ever again. I'm tired of hearing it.
It's one game.
I don't care. I think it's ridiculous.
I see what type of conversation.
I think it's ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous that y'all sit here and undervalue and y'all going just praise and glaze like rim protecting and shot blocking. That versatility is key. And if Bam was out there, I can promise you that they weren't going to do what they were doing to JJJ out there. The way that they were going to do that to Bam. They was not going to do that shit to him.
They was going to out rebound Bam.
Bam got done like that before though.
They was going.
Nah, they weren't going to.
We literally just saw Clint do that to him.
What you say? What you say? Dan, say it again, Dan. What you say?
We saw Clint do it to Bam though.
I think Lithuania. I mean, this game, Lithuania just got off to a really hot start. Like, USA.
Dub. Dub.
What happened?
That boy Dev got at your ass.
Yeah, he did. But guess what? I think he had. How many rebounds he had that game? Let me see.
I don't know. One rebound is unacceptable for Jaren Jackson Jr.
He was a foul trouble. He was a foul trouble though.
Low, stop being a punk and talking shit in the chat, bro. That shit.
Pop up your real
chat merchant ass nigga.
Low just values things wrongly. He just doesn't know.
Nah, Bam. I mean, I think they're both versatile. Bam and JJJ are both versatile.
But Steve Kerr is stuck on this need a shooting big man or need small big man. Why is Bobby Portis playing more minutes than Walker Kessler, bro?
No, that's true. That's true.
Like, come on, bro.
I'm surprised he didn't want Jared Allen to come on Team USA.
Yeah, I think Walker Kessler should have
got
more minutes. But I think Bobby Portis, he's fine. They just need a rebounding. They needed someone inside to go into big.
Bobby Portis might get offensive rebounds with defensive. Now that ain't his forte.
I mean, on that team, when you have the other guys, again, they wanted Ingram to grab rebounds. He ain't built like that. Boncaro ain't built like that. Triple J was in foul trouble, so given that, I'm not going to be too hard on him there. Which again, he was just a foul trouble. So again, should have played Walker Kessler more. Bobby Portis I'm fine with. Team USA is also just missing shots. Like Anthony Edwards is kind of the only guy offensively that really showed up for them. So it was a combination of a bad shooting night along with getting destroyed. Yeah, a bad shooting night combined with just getting destroyed on the boards.
AB says Triple J has an addiction. Can't wait for him to admit it. # foul addict. Can't stay on his feet. Team USA lost early to the 3-pointer. I do want to talk about Steve Kerr because even though I do give Steve Kerr credit for implementing that system for the Golden State Warriors, I do think we have to understand and why I disagree with a lot of people in the ceiling raising and floor raising conversations. I think a lot of people overvalue that when somebody has the pieces around them that they could raise somebody's ceiling, and that they automatically think that if you are a better ceiling raiser, you're just a better player in the whole, or a better person, player, coach in the whole totality. I think that's completely wrong. I think Kerr's a good example of that, where when the Cruz is there, when he has the pieces around him, I do think he could make something great. But when you need him to make some adjustments, when you need him to build some talent, when you need him to really make some things work out of nothing, I don't think he's that kind of coach. And that's fine. It's fine. But in my head, if I have a dude that could sit here both ceiling raise and floor raise, and even though Kerr's ceiling was higher due to personnel, I'm always going to ride with a guy like that. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that's fair. I think you look at a guy like Greg Popovich, who's won in multiple different decades with the play style was different, right? His championship in 99 versus 03 and 014. They're just three very different, playing styles. And he made the necessary adjustments as a coach. With Steve Kerr, I think all of his success has come coaching one way and a similar way with the same pieces. So I think we'll get a better picture of what he's able to do once Steph, Clay, and Draymond retire, and what he's able to do with another set of players and see what he can, if he makes an adjustment or has a new kind of system. But yeah,
is Spoelstra on the staff? Is Eric Spoelstra on this coaching staff?
Yeah,
that's a smart mind. Eric Spoelstra should have told him something.
Why is he not getting any blame? Why is he not getting criticized?
Because he's on Miami.
He's not the head coach.
He's on Miami.
I think Steve Kerr.
Because he's not the head coach.
I mean,
he's not the head coach.
We do understand. Assistant coaches are still very.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the blame. You're not going to get the blame because you don't make the final game plan. At the end of the day, Coach Kerr is the head coach, so he decides the final sets. Like, obviously, the other coaches are involved in the game plan and shit, but the person out there coaching the game is Steve Kerr. So when you're the assistant coach,
all them niggas over there need to get blamed.
I've been covering sports for. Hold on, time out. We've been covering sports for a minute now. When in any life have we blamed the assistant coach for any team's
Never.
failures
Fair.
Ever,
Never. That's
ever.
fair.
Come on,
But
now.
this
Like,
is
let's be real about
Team
that.
USA.
That
This
doesn't matter how many
It's
Team
supposed to be
USA
the culmination. It's
how
supposed to be
many
a
Team USA
culmination of the
how
best
many
coaches.
teams how
It's
many
a
Team USA
culmination of
how
the
many
best
Team
coaches.
USA teams came up short and they was writing about the assistant coaches?
Never.
Never. Come on, like, let's just be.
Why are you
like,
bringing
let's
up
be
what
realistic.
other people are doing? I said what I'm doing.
What do you mean?
I'm looking
and I'm
at
saying,
Steve
and I'm
Kerr.
saying what you're doing
I'm
doesn't
looking
make
at
sense.
Eric Spoelstra.
And I'm telling
it makes
you
plenty
what
of
you're
sense.
doing. No,
They're supposed to be the best culmination of coaches in the league.
It don't make sense.
And we're just looking at Steve Kerr.
But
It makes plenty of sense.
it
We may
wasn't-
disagree, but it makes plenty of sense.
It doesn't make sense.
What is
It
Eric
does.
Spoelstra's
It
job?
does. It does.
By the way, you
Actually,
know what
it
Eric
does.
It does.
what
It
Eric
does.
Spoelstra's
And actually,
It actually don't.
and actually,
To
how
blame
I know
Eric
that- you're talking about
Spoelstra.
sports,
To
I'm
blame
not-
Eric Spoelstra
actually
when he's
talking
not
about
the head
sports,
coach don't
Actually,
make no
talking about
sense, bro.
sports. Let's talk about the picture in your background currently, because what I also brought up earlier, since you
If
want
Deion would have lost the game, they would have been talking about the assistant coaches.
Okay, but they
Talk
still.
about
But,
football
Real.
is
Like,
different.
let's be realistic.
Stop.
If they would have
It's
lost, they
being
would not be
brought
talking about no
up.
assistant
Stop.
coaches. bro.
Stop. It's being brought up that he brought majority of his assistant coaches from JSU to Colorado.
That's
Yeah, he
actually
lost
true.
the game.
So
He
that
brought
they
coaches
also
from all
they're
over the
getting
country.
credit
What are you
as
talking
well.
about?
They're getting
Got the
credit
head
as
coach of
well.
Kent State to be his OC, so it's not just
I ain't
JC.
saying nobody else get credit. Real talk. I ain't gonna cap.
Okay,
No,
so
hold on,
but
real,
I'm saying
again,
people
real,
can
that's why you know your point ain't valid.
Other people
You
can get
compare
credit.
it-
Other people can get
real,
blame.
real. This is why your point ain't
I ain't
valid.
seen nobody
You
else get
compare
credit though.
you comparing football to basketball. Where
Facts.
you got an offensive defensive coordinator who might do the play calling. So of course an offensive defensive coordinator might get criticized because they might be calling the plays. In basketball, they never fucking do that. What is Eric Spoelstra's job as an assistant coach? What side of the ball is he running? Or what does he do? You don't even know what the fuck to blame him for. You don't even know
Right.
his job.
Exactly.
You know,
You don't even know his role on the team.
good point.
You
Like,
just know he next
I
to
know it's
fucking
supposed to be
Steve
the
Kerr.
culmination of the best coaches in the NBA.
Nigga,
Eric
at
Spoelstra
the end
was
of the
just
day,
in
bro,
the
you have the
finals.
best talent in the world. You lost to Lithuania. You need to start.
Correct. I'm looking at everybody.
I'm not looking at- I'm not
everybody
looking
sitting over
at
there
Eric
on that
Spoelstra.
bench.
Lithuania is
Everybody over there
undefeated.
sitting on that bench.
Makes sense to me.
In that play, I'm looking at all the players that played, not just one of them. I'm looking at the coaches that coached,
You gonna
not
blame,
just
you gonna
Steve
blame the
Kerr.
Cowboy too there?
No, I'm talking about the
You
niggas
do
that
realize,
played.
real talk,
Coaches,
you
and
do
players that
realize,
played.
you do realize, right?
Okay.
Spoke could have said something, but at the end of the day,
He's not the
Steve
head
Kerr,
coach.
it's Steve Kerr's decision.
Thank
So
you.
that decision happening at the end of the day, it's on Kerr to make that decision. So we don't even know if Spo was like, "Yo, make this adjustment real quick." He's like,
Right.
"Nah, we're gonna stick with this."
Right.
So at the end of the day, due to the evidence that I know that this is his decision, that's why he gets a good portion of that blame. Because I've seen Spo adjust. I've seen Spo stagger lineups in mid-game. We know he does that. So you just trying to give Spo a straight just because he's part of the crew is
That's crazy.
Facts.
You're giving everybody a straight. It's not just a Spo thing.
hello, everybody.
He just let himself up. What's
Damn.
good?
What's good, Gabe?
That
I
boy
didn't,
run
even see
shit.
him. I didn't even see
That
him.
boy
back.
running
No,
shit.
it's cool because I didn't even see that you was here. I'm not even
Bro,
gonna.
look, you start talking about Spo. He spawned up like the motherfucker.
Spawned up, bro.
Facts.
You know,
Why
what's crazy?
niggas acting? Does this, wait, I have a question because I
kinda
didn't
agree
really
with
watch the
Real Talk a
game.
little
Does
bit.
this?
In the sense of like this situation is so different than everything else because they got so many like great minds on that staff where it's like you can understand like Steve Kerr can go
Thank
to
you,
them
Gabe. Thank
to
you.
make to
Ty
make
Lue's on
make-
there too, and he loves small ball.
exactly
Yeah, so-
exactly. They got so many great minds on that team that you can hold them accountable each other because we understand in the NBA how great of a coaches they are where they come to Team USA that they can go to each other in different situations. And in this situation, Steve Kerr could have went to Eric
Who
Spo and Eric
implements
Spo
the?
didn't
Who
make
has
the
to
right,
run the
like,
game plan?
didn't
Oh,
make the
wait,
right-
hold up.
Who runs the game
Gabe,
plan? in
Gabe,
the
we
game,
have
though?
to stop there because you got to
Okay,
understand too.
that. I understand where everybody's coming from, but I also understand where Real Talk is coming from too. That's all I
I
said.
understand.
Yeah, I can understand where you come from
we
too,
all
but I
know
just don't.
we-
I just don't
yeah.
agree. Like, yeah, I just don't agree.
Yeah,
with
because
that.
you got to understand
I
too,
don't have to agree.
especially
I'm just trying to
men.
understand where he's coming from.
I do agree.
We all understand. Nobody's saying we don't. We get what the premise of what Real Talk is saying, but especially when you're gathering all those men in a crew in a circle together, where they have their own tendencies, they have their own thought process, they have their own ideologies, probably have their own types of egos as well. I
Facts.
mean, it's
Sure,
kind
tell
of
me about
even
it.
though
I
they are
know.
the best
I
minds.
know.
At the end of the day, you being the best mind, there's an ego where you want to do things a certain way, was going to cause some clash to that, right? So it's kind of, I get your point, but at the end of the day, It's that head coach's job to steer us in the direction where this crew needs to be at. He's the head coach. That's the leader. That's the head of the snake, and that team is going to go where he leads them. That's why he gets it.
And I just feel like, and the other thing I want to add too is just, yo, y'all acting like you don't think a guy like Tyronn Lue and Eric Spoelstra are not giving Steve Kerr suggestions on what to do. Like, I know they're giving him, they're giving them his 2 cents. But at the end of the day, it's up to Steve Kerr to implement what they saying to him, because he's the guy that when they call a huddle, they got to listen to him call a play. When he's out there, when they're playing the game, making adjustments, it's still one voice. And that's why I'm not going to sit here and be like, I got to look at Steve Kerr and Ty Lue, because to think that them two basketball minds are not giving somebody like Steve Kerr suggestions on what we could do better, on what adjustments need to be made, I find that hard to believe. It's about, but when you go into a huddle, when you call a timeout, there's one voice. The voice in Team USA is Steve Kerr. So ultimately, the fallback, you can say you look at the staff, what we got to do better. That's 100% true. But when they write the articles and the blame and the stories, it's going to be on Steve Kerr, and then the next blame is going to be on the players. Yeah, because you have way more talent in Lithuania to go out there and get out.
What you're explaining to me, right now is that from a narrative perspective, yes, it is going. I agree. It's going to be the head coach. It's going to be the players. But I'm saying from a digging into a deeper perspective, past just we're just going to blame the head coach. I'm saying there should be blame to go around for everybody, for the coaches, coaching the.
We all know why.
There's niggas who are offensive assistant coaches who help us.
Okay, so tell me exactly. I'm asking y'all in this situation, what are you blaming Sport for?
You could take the articles out of, you could take the.
Y'all don't even know what y'all blaming them for.
Real talk. Outside, you could take the articles out of the equation, right? That's fine. The articles and narratives, fine. Fuck it. What J-Rob was saying outside of that was just 100% a fact. There's one voice. There's one guy. There's one guy talking, making these talks in the huddle, making these decisions. He's where the team is gonna go. I can give a suggestion to J-Rob all day if we're part of a crew. I can give him plenty of suggestions. We should do this. We should do that. If he don't do it and he's the leader of the crew, there's nothing I can do. That's where we're going.
Even better example, right? Even better example. Hold on, wait, Doug.
How do you know these suggestions are being made?
Exactly. Just like we don't know they're being used. We don't know.
Which is why I said I'm going off of the information that I know. That is the info I know right now. That I know who's.
You know that Steve Kerr's the head coach? Yeah, I know. Everybody knows that.
He got the last.
We know he's the head coach. He know he has the final decisions. He know he's supposed to steer this team in the direction. That's where we're gonna put the majority.
So you think Steve Kerr got these suggestions and just said, "Fuck you, niggas, I'm not listening."
That could happen, but I don't.
Bro, that happens all the time. That happens all the time.
I'm not saying it
even in an NFL game.
I'm just posing a question.
I know. I'm not saying. My bad. I might have.
It could be a situation where
turned up, and I wasn't saying that like with malice. I'm just like that happens all the time. Like, bro, I'll give you a football example, bro. I'll give you the Baltimore Ravens. I think multiple times I've talked about the Ravens. I said Greg Roman was been the biggest hindrance on Lamar Jackson because I didn't think the offense they ran got the most out of him. I think it just utilized one of his talents, but it didn't fully unlock what I think he was capable of. But at the end of the day, as much as I can go and blame Greg Roman, the head coach of the football team, John Harbaugh, brought this man in, has the ability to make the calls to change this style of offense. And he doesn't. So, yeah, I can say this assistant coach is a part of a problem. But John Harbaugh is the grand master of this whole shit. So if we see a flaw within the group and the leader, the person who has the final say is unwilling to make that change, yeah, I can blame the assistant. But it's really John Harbaugh's fault because he's the guy who can make that change. And you can.
And what's crazy is that the leadership based on result is all that is. It is always based on result. So, for example, I know some because some will say what great leaders do is that they know how to split up tasks between different people, so they are doing everything. So you trust your OC to run the offense. Now, if the offense looks great, well, kudos for you for trusting your OC and letting them run offense. Now, if you trust them and then stuff goes left, oh well, you shouldn't have been trusting your OC to be the. So
no, they're gonna still blame the head coach.
But
the head coach
what I don't understand is from what I've seen.
The head coach gonna get blamed, bro, every time.
From what I've seen, how Steve Kerr like coaches as a guy, he when it comes to his assistants, he trusts them and he allows them to run sets and run plays and stuff. Especially like Kenny Atkinson, Mike Brown, these guys had opportunities to where they were able to like run offenses or defenses for him while he's literally just sitting on the bench and just like contemplating, thinking about plays. So like my question is like, yeah, you can blame Steve Kerr. I don't really mind, honestly. Like at the end of the day, like you're right. It is he has the final call.
I say you blame them goddamn players, bro. Don't blame Steve Kerr. Blame them players.
He oversees sets and things. So like if you're valuing size at the time and you're running a small ball line,
watch the game
inside, then you got to bring out a big one.
That's my only problem, though.
But like at the same time, if the nigga is allowing Eric Spoelstra to make sure that they run these small ball lineups in Tyronn Lue, and he's letting them oversee this too, then nigga, like we gotta look at them like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you know,
but KB and real, this is my only problem. I just feel like you just think Spo is like a scapegoat because motherfuckers don't even know.
I'm not saying Spo's a scapegoat. I'm just saying
I'm talking to everybody in general though. This is my only problem with they just picking Spo out the blue. It's like you just picking a scapegoat just to blame. You don't even know the.
No, he picked him out because Dub is a Heat fan.
I'm not doing that because he's a scapegoat. I'm just saying he's one of the assistants. It could be any random assistant coach that's on that team. If you're responsible,
hold on. I just want to say one more thing. Assistant coaches are 100% used as scapegoats too. Let's be honest here. Kellen Moore, who's about to be coaching in the Chargers.
I don't know football, so.
The Dallas Cowboys, real talk, you know this. The Dallas Cowboys were what ranked offense with Kellen Moore in the NFL? It was number one.
They've been a top 5 offense.
Top 5 offense, and they were number 1 this year.
MVP Herbert on the way.
Who got fired though? Kellen Moore.
It was Kellen Moore.
And the head coach got saved. So head coaches get used as scapegoats, and that's another reason why I don't always look at the head the assistants as the blame.
Yeah, but that nigga
I've seen head coaches have a lot. I've seen assistant coaches have hella success, and still get scapegoated because of the head coach's inability to do something or a player's inability to do something. That happens all the time. So that's the only reason. Like I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that you got to put some blame on Kerr and Tyronn Lue. You're not wrong for that. I don't agree with it, but you're not wrong for that because I understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, the same way there's certain people in things that are just the representation of everybody, like the voice, the head of chain of command. Same way we got a president of the United States who has to take the blame when the United States fucks up. The USA basketball is on Steve Kerr and them players. Like
that's fair.
That's all I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, you got to look at Steve Kerr because, come on, let's be dead honest. You don't think Tyronn Lue and Eric Spoelstra are not feeding him, bro? We should do this instead. We're missing here. You don't think neither of them said maybe we should put in Walker Kessler? You know what I'm saying? Like,
how do you know?
We don't know. It could be the other way around, though. It could be the other way around.
Exactly. How do you know they didn't tell him to do what they
don't blame him because we don't.
That's why I'm saying you don't know. But that's my point. You don't know. Because you don't know, that's why I feel like you can't put the blame because I've seen situations like, for example, I've seen like in my own college experience, like in college, we've known like assistant coaches have known what our flaws have been and they've pointed them out. But our head coach be too stubborn to implement the change. That happens all the time. That's why my redshirt sophomore year in college, my OC moved his way down to SMU because his philosophy of offense versus what my head coach wanted, they didn't agree. Our head coach wanted to run some pro style shit, even though we didn't have the talent or the O-line talent to run a pro style offense, but that's what he wanted to do. My OC, he wanted to spread the ball out 4 wide, 10 personnel, 11 personnel situations. and that's not what the head
Oh
coach.
no, a lot of coaches are stubborn. That
They
is
be
definitely
stubborn.
a thing. Yeah, that's
Maybe
definitely
because
a
it's
thing.
like my lack
do
of
know
I think
that.
Steve Kerr falls under that
when you're
line though,
giving
being
these like
stubborn coach.
when
Hey,
you're giving
Lo,
these,
stop.
And I'm
You're
sorry that
trying
I'm
to-
only using. I'm sorry, I'm only using football examples. They
no,
just,
no,
they
I'm
so
just letting
prevalent
you know,
to me,
like when you say it, I'm trying my best.
Lo trying to steal Mars' whole stilo, bro.
Nah, no. Low is y'all talk about me stealing Mars. Low is over here.
Low is over here
stealing
being Mars.
Another merchant. He's another merchant.
No, I put low.
He's another
I
merchant.
Said, I said
Wow.
so.
Wow.
He
We
trying
got
to
another
troll in the
merchant.
chat.
He's
You know
trolling
what I'm
me.
saying?
I sent Low a
my
lead. I sent Low the link literally
Wow,
20 to 30 minutes ago.
They calling you a
Nothing.
merchant, Lo.
Then
That
he
shit
said,
is
I'm
that's a
scared.
violation.
Send him the link again. Waits 5 minutes to accept it. Wasted
Dub,
time for like
That's
2
crazy.
seconds.
Are
Wait
you
for
saying
Low.
Low is a
Wow, Lo.
pimp?
Huh?
Are you saying Low is a pimp?
Dev, did you hear
Lowe's
Lowe's name
He said,
and
"I've
turn
been
the
here."
camera on?
That's crazy.
He was
Said,
No,
"I've
no,
been
no,
here."
Hey, you wild.
Dev, did
No, I
you
just
hear
got back. I
Lowe's
just got
name
back.
and
I literally
turn the
just got
camera
back.
on?
I literally just got back.
He said you
problem.
heard Low and turned your camera on.
AB, real talk, was you giving praise to the assistant coach to the
I'll turn it back on.
Yeah, I was because I wasn't Greg on that staff.
Yeah.
Wasn't Greg
If you
involved
have a
with
bunch
Team
of great
USA?
coaches from the league coaching the USA
Exactly.
team,
Like, what are we doing? Wasn't Tim Thibodeau
Yeah, this
over
is
there?
such a
on
different
the staff?
situation.
I mean, yeah. How
bro.
much? How much
Like,
are we
the thing
valuing
is-
coaching
the
for Team
thing
USA teams? Though,
But y'all
too?
don't know what y'all blaming them
Nigga,
for.
a lot. What? What are you talking
I mean,
about?
No,
still
no,
put more on the players.
coaching matters because
Coaching matters,
coaching
for
matters.
sure.
I think coaching matters with Team USA more than any compared to any other coach. And I'll
Because
give
there's so
Team
much
USA.
talent. You need to
I'll give,
maximize.
handle
yeah,
so
I was
many
say, but I'll
different
give
egos
Team
and
USA
great
this.
players.
I'll give
It's
Team
like-
USA this is the only. I'm not even really giving them I'm not even throwing them a bone for real, but I will put this out there. I think y'all will all agree with this. Team USA coaches compared to any other coach in FIBA, I think have the hardest job of any coach because most of these coaches been coaching some of these kids on these national teams since they was 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Team USA, them coaches be recycled door, whatever NBA coach is popping at the time, he get the job, and then you get a slew of players of who's popping in the NBA at the time. So it's like you got this revolving door of players, revolving door of coaches.
It's been a slew of coaches, and wasn't it Coach K until like he just
it was
retired?
Coach K for a minute. No, it was a Coach K for a minute.
Yeah, he had a good.
He had a run. Coach K had a run. But what I'm saying,
like,
if you look at the history of Team USA, there's been many a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not-
Gabe, I have a question. I have a question
Team-
for you, Gabe.
There's
Like,
so many
isn't
years
it?
where team. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
I was saying, isn't it fair to give
Bruce
Steve Kerr
wasn't
primarily the
president
blame
of
since we
I
know
know
like
he
he's
Oh, I
known
mean,
for like
of
a
course,
small
he's the head
house?
coach. He
No,
gets, he
I'm
gets the
saying
head of the
because, like,
blame, but
AB,
you
I
can
see
still
your
hold
CD.
that.
You
can
get an
still
E for
hold
effort. Ain't
the
that
same
what
way.
they
The
said?
same way you hold the best player accountable the most out of
Let's get
everybody,
real
you
talk,
can still
always
give
has a
some blame to
different-
the other players.
No, I agree. I'm
Hey,
saying
look,
because, like,
I'm just
the
saying
best
right
lineup-
now, NBA players just lost to Lithuania, looking like Noah Lyles knew what he was talking about this
Yo,
World
yo,
Championship.
yo, Lo, what you?
Looking like Noah Lyles know what he was talking about. Nah, all I'm gonna say is this. Hey, all I'm gonna say is this. All I'm gonna say is this. The English Premier League is considered one of, if not the best league in soccer right now. The best players in the entire world play in the English Premier League. In the entire world, USA, North America, every continent. When you win the English Premier League, you just won the English Premier League. That's all I'm saying.
What I will say is that
and they have the best players in the world. Shit,
Shaq will be on the next episode of the panel.
J-Rob.
Shaq will be on the
Is that
next
low?
episode.
Is that low? I can't hear. I'm playing Madden right now.
Yeah, J-Rob. When is the last
I heard
time?
Dildy's dirty.
When is the last time that we've called NBA champions world champions?
I've never been doing it. I think they just started doing that shit. I feel like that shit been just like started like maybe like 5-6 years ago. I don't remember being called world champions until recently. I didn't remember that shit for football. Like I didn't remember when the NFL started using that shit either until maybe like the last 5 years, bro. I don't even remember that.
No one else plays
Mike Breen says it. Mike Breen.
No one else plays American.
Because I never say that shit. Because nobody really
I
ever
still think
says
it's
world
that
champion. I agree with that, though. I mean, I don't think anybody really says that shit.
So he lied. So that.
But he didn't lie though. They did call the Nuggets the world champions though. That does happen.
No, they
It's
did
the
not.
announcer. It's only
When?
The announcer didn't say it either. The announcer didn't say no.
I gotta look.
Who
I
said
gotta
it?
look for
Who
the
said it?
sound bites. I gotta look for the sound bites. I gotta look for the
looked
sound
it up.
bites.
You can go to my Twitter. You can find the sound bites.
You put it up there?
Called them, no one called them world champions. He did, on their hat. It doesn't say world champions. On the
No, it
banners
doesn't.
that they
It doesn't.
put on the banners that they put on like social media, it doesn't say world champion.
I agree with that
So,
too.
no.
But the thing is, Lo, you're saying, but hold on, but the thing is, but I will say this, Lo, you can say he's a liar, but them NBA players
They got
think that
sensitive.
they world champions. Yeah, they think they world champions.
I mean, obviously,
So,
This is the best league in the world with the best talent.
but that's what I'm saying. Low understands that they never say it, so it's not even. This should not be a thing. But what I'm saying is the fact that so many NBA players got in their feelings about it. They look at themselves like that.
They do. They do look at themselves the world
as they should, because they are the best.
No, I agree. I agree. The best players in the world are in the NBA. I 100% agree with that.
So you agree it's the best league in the NBA? It's the best league in the world for basketball, right?
Yeah, but I also think I also think the English Premier League is the best soccer league in the world.
And they should also think that they are also the best. They're the best players in the world. They should
I'm about to explain it right now.
For the Premier, no. For the Premier League, there's actually like tournaments for the world.
Exactly.
So
Damn, you get a Champions League and shit.
The Champions League isn't the world though.
The Premier League is actually
no, nigga, it's all of Europe, including
yeah, but doesn't include all the world.
Say, but real quick,
what I'm saying.
So, J-Rob, you don't think?
Nigga, it's the best teams in Europe, and majority of the time,
it's the best. That's fine. Hold on. Just get the best players. That's fine. If your argument is that the best players are in that particular field, and that constitutes calling yourself a world champion, in that your opinion, that's fine. But technically, there's teams in South America and North America that don't participate in the Champions League and aren't allowed to. So if they don't, that's fair. That's fair. But if the context is that every team needs to be given an opportunity to compete, then they're not world champions. But I get it in terms of talent pool and the best talent.
Every country represented in FIFA and the Olympics.
They have the opportunity.
If I gave a random, wait, stop. If I gave a random,
KB, real quick, I'm about to say some shit
in the NBA. That doesn't mean they're going to play well, bro. Like, it's simple. It's so the concept is so dumb to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you were to play,
KB, real quick, KB, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So the Premier League was actually a great example because in football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, they have the Champions League, and the Champions League is all of Europe. And the last team that won the Champions League was a team in the Premier League. So the same way that Lowe said, oh, they have a right to think that they're the best players in the world. You don't think that they thought that too when they won that?
Facts.
No, they did.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
For sure.
I don't think
it works in every sport.
I think UEFA is the example to give, not really necessarily the Prem, because the Champions League is the best of the best. Like, you feel me? So like,
yeah, that's why I wanted to bring up the.
But what I'm saying is the championship and the Champions League, they just
standpoint. And I understand the Prem is definitely the most out of all leagues.
Yeah,
a lot of, but like the UEFA is where like niggas settle it for in terms of like the champions of Europe. So that makes more sense, right? And if the team that wins it all comes from that Premier League, then it validates that reason even more. So like I understand.
They don't call themselves the world champions either. They call them champions of Europe. They don't call themselves the world champions.
Right.
They can though because they're the best team.
They don't.
They have every right to go. But Jay, that's the point that no one calls themselves.
No one calls people champions of the world.
So like what he said, he's just a liar. He's just a liar.
He's just a liar. He's just a liar. Yo, why you gotta be so harsh on the best track athlete in the world right now?
Respect my guy, no lie.
He hit the NBA.
How we know it's the best track athlete in the world?
It's all right. It's all right. He hit the NBA with a little stray.
He won the fastest time in the world. That's why.
How we know there's no one else?
It's a little stray. It's all right. It's a little stray.
Because he beat them. Because he beat them all.
No,
right.
but what if there's someone in the Philippines right now who can run faster than him?
But guess what?
We don't know that.
He had the opportunity to qualify. He didn't. That's what it is.
How do you know?
The Olympics,
Jamaica. We don't know how to act.
In the Olympics, every country,
I think it's different because
situations are different, guys. Situations.
But then again, I think it's different because like track's an individual sport versus like a team sport like basketball. Because like in track and field, it's a lot more easier to determine who's the best in the world in an individual sport because you have to qualify, you have to go through the tournament.
You got times. You literally just got times.
Yeah, legit times. That's it.
You got times, bro.
Yo, what did you come up here for, bro? You want to talk about Team USA and Steve Kerr?
No, Lo wanted to talk about
Team USA is just dumb. He's a liar. That's it.
Who Noah Lyles is a liar?
He's a liar. He doesn't see that, so he's just lying.
He doesn't think he's a man. He's a
liar. He literally said when he watches the finals, that's what he sees. He doesn't see that. He's a liar. He just wanted some attention.
He's a liar.
I do think Watson.
It was good attention though. I thought it was good though. Made for a good conversation, bro.
You got his name out. That was real.
Conversation that wasn't needed. Literally was not.
Nah, bro. I liked it, bro. I liked it, bro.
Attention wise, though.
Bro, you gotta think, bro. We don't have too many. We don't have too many tracking. We don't have too many tracking and field people who are like the best in the world right now, who are actually like prominent figures.
Who are known, yeah.
I think it was good for the sport.
Well, you should. Well, this is the reason. Well, now he's known for being a liar. So I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing for him.
I mean, he's still gonna be straight, bro. Like
he gonna get that sponsorship money.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It doesn't change his sexuality.
You know what else he's good at, J. Rock?
Oh my god!
No,
ridiculousness, madness.
Hey, so this does work, bro. We can let it fly.
Madness.
Go ahead, Lo. What you
Real
got?
sadness.
What was the
Combination.
beef you had? You gonna lie about? You gonna lie about Curry?
No,
Like you
Gabe,
always
do your job as the assistant coach of the show to stop Dub from doing madness. You know what? Do your job as the assistant coach to stop
That's
him.
funny as hell. That's funny as hell.
I just feel like you
So
just
when Dub fucked up, I get to blame Gabe too. Then fuck it, because you the assistant.
Yeah, that is actually a fact. Yeah, you do actually.
That is
true.
Yeah,
you can. I'm not disagreeing with that.
That's true.
Blame Gabe. I like that. I like that. I like blame Gabe. I'm definitely a fan of blame Gabe. Honestly. Blame that. Y'all blame that nigga Gabe for real.
Yeah, but
honestly, just blame that nigga.
Y'all elongated it for no reason.
Elongated it is crazy. Yeah, elongated it is crazy, bro.
Y'all gonna talk about Steph Curry?
What are y'all doing?
Elongated it is crazy, bro.
Can you elaborate?
I'm about to cop this.
What? Elaborate.
Oh wait, what you about to cop?
Said I elongated.
I said cop. I said cop, not
you want
cop? No, cop. I said nobody said. Wait.
Y'all going crazy today. Now y'all going crazy today. Hey, Lo, every time I get around you, bro, you be saying some shit, bro.
No. I actually thought you said that too, Dub. I was like cop. I said cop.
What's going on, bro?
You're under the limelight.
This is getting kind of nasty right now.
Wait, can I ask?
Go Buffaloes.
Let me turn off.
Wait, Lo, you came here to talk about the Steph shit, right? As I'm assuming you came.
I just came to talk about actual basketball, not narratives being pushed by Dub. So I don't know.
Everything I said is a
okay.
fact.
Let me ask you a question that I.
It's a fact.
Everything I said is a fact.
Draymond helps Steph Curry in ways Steph.
How does Draymond help Steph?
Yo, can we play Among Us?
Draymond on offense.
That's what I want to do right now.
It's Labor Day weekend. I literally after this.
You gotta go get drunk.
Go to.
You gotta go get
Oh, it's definitely Labor Day.
All that
weekend.
motivational speech shit you were talking just a lie. You a fucking liar.
You're a fucking liar.
Sit up and work out.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You can drink and work out. What the fuck are we talking about?
You don't do that, nigga.
I do.
You ain't
see the push-up?
You on your top.
He's on. Hey,
you see the push-up?
Yo, what is
elongated on your top?
Elongated on your top.
Okay, Dub. I see the gains. Okay, Dub.
You said breathe.
Oh, bro, what are we doing? The belly's gone. The belly's gone, bro.
Leaning out.
I told y'all,
bro. What are we?
But Lo, go ahead.
I don't know what we're talking about right now.
I don't. I mean, your argument about Draymond helping out stuff more is kind of ridiculous, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just don't think you're intelligent enough to have this conversation.
Oh my
god!
Wow. So mean.
I don't think I don't think I should.
That is not nice.
I don't think I should listen to somebody who can't shoot a basketball properly.
Very true. That's
then that would be both of us because you can't shoot.
I actually shoot really well.
Nah, he shoot good. He shoot good.
Talk about it.
No, you do not shoot basketball properly. No, you do not shoot.
He shoot good. My boy was out there hooping, bro. I seen it.
But he doesn't shoot a basketball properly though. So
properly, as long as that motherfucker go in,
bro. Marion they shoot it properly. That bitch.
My boy Dub, that shit was going in. I don't care what
shooting over. Let's be honest.
Oh my god! Oh, he's illustrated. Here comes the demonstrator.
Answer me. Have you made a half-court shot in the game before? I have.
What?
What does that have to do with shooting properly? What?
Have you made a half-court shot?
Did you do the LaMelo ball? Answer the question.
Actually, I have made a half-court
in the middle of a game.
Yes, actually have.
After defending somebody, after locking somebody up, you grab the rebound.
Okay, so now we're dragging.
So now he's adding. Now we're adding more.
Now we're dragging.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Dub said he locked somebody up, got the rebound, pointed at half court, and threw that.
Funny thing is,
that's crazy.
He did the LaMelo. He did the LaMelo.
The funny thing
Low
is,
probably shot the hole from half court, so he was already back on defense.
Gotta see.
The funny thing is,
I'm not gonna lie, real talk. That's so
I
fucked up.
actually did do that, and the
What you
dude was like,
mean, bro?
the dude was 5'10", 6 foot.
But I don't know what that has to do with shooting. Well, I don't know what that has to do. Anyway, any whoosies. Look. Dub, you just don't. I mean, you just don't know. You know, it's comical the things that you say. I just don't understand.
I think the things you say is comical. You lie about this man all the time. If you can't understand the defensive,
that shit you say about Larry Bird is not valid either.
The things you said. If you can't understand the concept,
the Larry shit was OD. The Larry shit was OD.
If you can't understand the
concept,
that Larry shit was not the truth.
YouTube, I was rolling. It was an old motherfucker.
That Larry shit was OD.
It was like you got this chump who looked like this. That's
what I'm saying. J-Rob, it sounds OD.
Wait.
It sound good.
This is the same guy.
He had some good points, but I wasn't feeling it.
Wait. Is this the same guy that still thinks that
Chill
Nash
got
is better
exposed that
offensively than
stream,
Kobe?
so.
Yes, I still think
that's
Yes,
comical. I don't know what. I don't think we're at the same level of basketball to have a conversation. You're obviously on a tier lower than mine.
Psychology.
Oh my god, reverse psychology is crazy.
Yo, but let me post.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if you can go for this right now, though.
The conversation, bro. Let me post this question that I asked like all of them, so that you can have a better understanding.
The problem is that you're just not intelligent to gauge what the intelligence of the conversation is.
Nigga, just stop throwing shade.
You're not intelligent of the intelligent of the intellectual conversation that we're intellectually having.
Real talk. Why is this conversation getting so OD right now?
This is so sad,
like. J-Rob, you're not intelligent enough.
Let me ask y'all this. Of
the intellectual conversation that we're intelligently having. I don't
crazy right now.
Watch this.
I'm staying out the way. I stay out the way on this.
But can you make a left-hand layup?
Oh, hey, I'm starting to sound. Hey, Dub, I'm rubbing. Hey, Dub, I'm rubbing off on you right now. I'm rubbing off on you right now.
But I can't.
Dub, I'm rubbing off on you right now.
You're doing what? But I can.
You doing what, nigga?
But he can. Okay, he says he can.
I'm rubbing off on you.
That was crazy. That might have been crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That might have been crazy. That might have been crazy, but I didn't mean it like that.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Nigga, you were smiling everything.
I wasn't even thinking like that.
I wasn't even thinking like that, bro. It's an expression, man.
But you were thinking like that. So you express by rubbing off on him.
All right.
Oh my god.
I know this not Dev. I know this not Dev nervous ass talking to me like that. I know this not Dev nervous ass talking to me like that. See, you lucky I got the Madden game in front of me. So I can't even really see niggas' faces. Dev, I know you not talking to me like that.
No, wait.
Don't even got his camera on.
Don't even got my shit facing.
Serious question though, Lo. Are you gonna one-on-one Mars at all? Because Mars thinks he can beat you one-on-one. I wonder what you think about that.
Yeah, he didn't say that. Mars said, what'd you think, Lo?
What you think about that, Mars? I mean,
Mars.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure I can beat Mars.
You gonna post him up?
That's not saying anything though. That's not.
Hey, Mars said that if he can't beat let me tell you what Mars said. If he can't beat Low in basketball, he shouldn't be talking basketball.
Wow, that's insane.
Hold up, Mars.
We one back on Bama though.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, Lo. That's the equivalent of a nigga spitting on you. So like, I wouldn't take that me personally.
Who gets spit on?
Defensively alone, like he just wouldn't be able. I don't think he'd be able to score on me. That's the problem.
You didn't get around.
You're locking him up.
I was say you're.
No. I need both Dub and J-Rob to be honest. When I was guarding Bam, was I locking him up or no?
Nah. You definitely. I will say this. I definitely saw more wiggle out of you than I expected, bro. I'll give you that.
Oh, Low can move his feet.
He definitely was moving his feet more than I expected, bro. For
if
sure.
Low
For
applies
sure.
himself, he could be like more.
Yeah,
in Air Force One.
Yes,
He got a low motor. He got a low motor.
In Air Force Ones, not in Air Force One. Right now, Low has a low motor is crazy. Once Low amps his motor, he becomes a different player, bro. You know I'm a motor merchant.
But J-Rob, it's easier to play like that when you got Bob putting the battery in his back. You feel me?
See, my guy Dub has high motor. Dub is a high motor player. You feel me?
Well, no,
I can see that. I can see that in that 101. We got the high motor.
Defensively, I was gonna do that anyway. Defensively,
I can't lie.
I definitely think it'll be closer than people think between Mars and Low. I'll definitely say that.
I just don't think Mars will be able to score enough if I'm like.
Is there a dribble?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the thing is. Look. Real talk. I'm gonna tell you what the thing is. It don't even matter about the dribbling it. Mars really.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna give. Nah, listen. This is what I gotta give it a buck for. I'm gonna give it a buck.
He disappeared.
Someone in chat said Low like 26 big baby.
Nah, Low and Mars really cannot like hit rim sometimes, bro.
Oh, I wouldn't be shooting. Crazy. Let's be clear. I would not.
That's my point. But that's
I mean, you can live it in the post.
I think if Low would beat him in the post, and that's why I think he would win because Mars really can't hit the rim sometimes.
I would not. I
would not layup at least.
I know what I'm talking about, Dub. They know what I'm talking about, bro. They could not hit the
rim. Low, what be sometimes will blow my mind. The dude shooting a post shot right under the rim is still airballs it. I'm like, wow.
That's crazy. Who did that?
When I airball a post shot right underneath the rim?
No, so let's say the rim's right here, right? The rim's like right here, right? He'll be on the side, dribble, do the little post, do the little post fade, and just brick sometimes. And sometimes
he's not telling the truth. I airball.
Nah. Low's killing him with Low's killing it inside though.
Wait. What did you just say? What did you just say?
You talking about the side when the sun was like literally gleaming on everybody's eyes?
Sun in the eyes.
Oh no! And Dub is being nasty.
The sun tag.
Dub is being no. Dub is being nasty.
Yo, this crazy.
Dub is being nasty because even he knows nobody was shooting on that side. No one was shooting on that side. No one was shooting on that side of the floor at all the entire game.
I don't give a damn.
Nasty.
I don't give a damn if
something. Nah, that was funny, bro.
It's a hook. It's a post fade right under the rim.
I wasn't even in the paint.
Nah, y'all really be making me laugh, bro.
I wasn't even in the paint when I airballed the.
I'm not gonna lie, Lo. If you're in the paint and you airballed it, bro, that's.
I wasn't even in the paint.
Did you get fouled?
No, stop capping, Lo. I was there, bro.
How many? Okay, wait. I have a question. How many feet?
First of all, I would never do a post fade when I'm right underneath the basket.
Nah, you do like that post hook joint. One of them go-to moves is that hook, bro. That hook.
He said I airballed the fade.
Nah, bro, this is really. Nah, I really don't know that Low really a sky hook merchant, bro. And he might be Kareem's nephew or something, bro. He do a sky hook, bro. He definitely get to that sky hook, bro.
He's a turnaround. He's just a turnaround shoot guy. That's what he does. It's not even post fade. He just turns around, stands up, and just shoots because people be smaller.
But the problem is, like, Mars actually cannot touch the rim, like.
Nah, that's crazy.
You need to do some push-ups.
I mean, I don't think Mars will be me. Anyway, listen. What you lied about? What you? I just don't.
What you lied about?
I don't think he would. I don't think Mars believes that he would beat me.
I think he does.
I think Mars
believes it won't be one.
I think Mars definitely believes.
He definitely
know Mars believes he beat you, bro.
I definitely believe you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Who you got?
I'm not gonna lie. I think it was the week that just passed, or the week before. I was like, yo, Mars. I was like, honestly, like you. I said, if there's a one-on-one between you and Low, I said, if there's a dribble limit, I'll say you got it. But if he could just back you down, I said, I'm not gonna.
He might be done for you. He might be done.
I don't think you're winning that. He said, me losing to Low? Are you kidding me? I said, if I lose to Low, I shouldn't even just talk about basketball. I said, Dub, you're disrespecting me right now. I said, Mars, are you serious? He said,
Nah, Lo, he
is
really
not.
feel that way. Lo, he really feel that way too, Lo. I just want you to know. Mars really feel that way.
I don't know why he feels that way when I was defending Bama, like genuinely speaking, Bama just wasn't able to.
Nah, you was guarding though. I gotta really admit, you definitely had a higher motor than I thought.
I thought Bama was quick. Bama could get past.
Yeah, he was quick, but I mean, he can't go left.
Lo was moving faster than I thought he was gonna.
Yeah,
nah, Lo was moving. I gotta give it to him. Lo was moving more than I really thought, bro. I was actually.
Oh yeah,
really
and then there was a moment where I pressed J Rob near the half court. Well, actually,
yeah, he was doing his thing. I give it to him. He was doing his thing. Lo, nah, he wasn't locking me up, but Lo was not out there bullshitting. Nah, Lo wasn't out there bullshitting though. Nah, he wasn't out there bullshitting. I gotta admit, like the one thing I got the biggest credit I gotta give to Mars and the biggest credit I gotta give to Mars and Lo for real from PC Weekend. We was hooping like they was there just hooping with us. It wasn't even on no bullshit. They just fucked with us and hooped, and I fucked with that. So I give it to him. I give them their credit, bro. I give them their credit because bro, we was out there sweating, bro. We was out there sweating and shit, like for real.
And I had nothing on that was basketball attire. I had
facts.
I had Air Force Ones on.
Like, bro, we had to go. Like, bro, we had to go home to link up because, bro, everybody was sweaty and shit. Like, it was over with.
Balling in Air Force Ones is ridiculous.
Back
days. He did it both days. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know your ankles was hurting like a
you bring ball shoes?
Were.
I hope you bought a new pair of Air Force Ones.
Not only that, I twisted, and then Dub was like, "Bro, you need to like try hard." I'm like, "Nigga, I'm not about to go harder in Air Force Ones when I've already twisted my ankle out here playing with y'all, so I'm good actually."
Yeah, you a dangerous man.
I said I was playing the heat of the moment. I'm not going.
Yeah, you was definitely.
Nah, I done played Ox. I played Ox 1-on-1.
Nigga, lace him up.
Me and Ox played 1-on-1. We played best of 5. So first to 3. I won the first game. Ox won the rest he won the rest of the games. I won the first one though.
How much?
He was hot though. He was hot when I won that first game though. That's why I should have just took my win and left, bro. I was really.
What was y'all going up to?
There was only like there was games to like I think they were like games to 7, but like 2-pointers, threes counted, but threes counted. So it was like quick games. Yeah, it was quick games.
I keep telling y'all, right?
Every game though, I didn't lose. I didn't get blown out. Like I was losing the rest of the games like 5-7. 3-7, 4-7, like they were close. But Ox is also 6'8". Like I just, even at my height, I can't. Like I will say this though. I will say this though. If I have real basketball shoes and I lost. I'm no shoes. I still might have lost. But I was hooping in Travis Lowe's. I was coming out of my shit sometimes. So like them shits had no traction, bro. So I'm like, yo, I can't even do my strongman thing with them because I'm stronger than Ox, 100%. I don't believe that or not.
You were bullying Bama.
I'm really stronger than Ox. I'm not trying to be funny. Like I'll definitely put myself like
no funny
player's
shit.
choice. No funny shit. I'm literally like I'm top 3. I'm top 3 like strength wise. Player's choice might be like no bullshit.
Yo, word
who's in that 3?
Hey, look.
I would say me, Bama. I would say me, Bama, and Shaq.
I said drop the link. He feel disrespected.
I said all I say is I can
Hold on. Dub, y'all ain't seen me have Ox by the neck when we was in the house. I remember that.
Oh wow.
Had him on the joint.
Wow.
Everybody remembers that.
I also seen him throw you out of car.
Yeah, that's true. But hold on, let me explain the car situation though. I wasn't expecting that. That shit caught me lacking. He caught me lacking. Yeah, he caught me lacking. I wasn't expecting. We was at a traffic light. We was at a traffic light, bro, in the middle of Seattle, bro. Like Main Street type shit. Like Main Street type shit. That nigga opened the door and grabbed me. He's not a weak nigga. He grabbed me, got me out of the joint. So then I wasn't going for that. So I'm muscling him up. You feel me? Yoking him up. But I ripped his shirt. And so when I ripped his shirt, I let him go. So he was able to escape like a wounded animal to the front seat.
No way.
That's not what happened.
That is exactly what happened, though. That's exactly
I will tell y'all what happened.
He said like a wounded animal.
This is what happened.
Wow.
We just watched the
Wow, Dub is about to lie. He's about to lie.
Who fought that night?
Oh, we watched Errol and Crawford. Errol Crawford.
So we just watched that fight.
We're going back to lie though.
We're going back to go to a club and stuff, right? And J-Rod was like, "Yo, He said Bob said something. They was arguing, always arguing, because it's really J-Rob. He always want to start shit with Bob. I don't know
That's
why.
a fact. That's a fact.
But
That's
Bob
also
was
very
like,
true.
I
That's
was like,
very
bro,
true.
I'll throw you out the. He said, I'll take you out.
Throw you out the
He said,
car.
throw you
He
in
said,
the
I throw you
back.
out the car. Yeah.
So they get outside. Yo, Bob grabs him, forcefully, and starts pulling him around.
Yeah.
And throws him and starts throwing him to the back. J-Rob had to close the door so he didn't get thrown in the back. So they're wrestling the whole time. And Bob is
But he's not dominating me though. You act like he was dominating.
Bob was over here, hands on his shoulder, just moving you
got
around.
punched, J-Rob? You got punched?
Nah, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Then Bob said, fuck
My
this.
man Dub is telling lies right
Then
now.
Bob,
I
then
don't
Bob said,
appreciate that.
Then Bob said, fuck this. Bob said, fuck this. He just threw you off and just went to the back front seat. He was like, go in the
See,
back.
what got me hot is Dub is acting like we didn't have to go get Bob a new shirt from the Airbnb.
Because of you. Because
I gripped that nigga up, man. I was gonna make this shit.
You wanna know how the shirt ripped? Look, this is how the shirt. This is how the shirt ripped. When Bob turned around to get me that car,
I grabbed him with so much force, bro. I'm like Baki Hanma, bro.
And he
Got that
still got
motherfucker with
his
so
shirt.
much
His
force.
body didn't move. His
It's like
shirt
Baki
ripped.
Hanma, bro. I promise you, if me and
That is
Ox had
so
a
bad.
if me and Ox had an arm wrestle, I swear I win that shit. I bet money on that shit.
You sure?
Because the thing is, Dub is trying to talk about that car situation, but Dub not give me the credit that when we was in that Airbnb and it was me and Bama versus Ron and Ox, and I had Ron and I had Ox 6'8" up against the fridge, about to go inside that motherfucker. Nobody want to talk about that. Dude.
Ox
J-Rob.
completely.
Oh yeah, I hear that voice. Hold on, let me get off this game.
niggas,
Let me get off this game. Let me get off this game. I hear that voice. Let me get
Oh,
off
wait,
this
so
game.
he treated you like a pass.
Hey,
He
two
treated you
screen
like-
it, two screen it, two screen it, two screen it.
All right,
Come
but
on,
J-Rob,
lie,
if you two screaming, J-Rob, let me
lie.
talk.
Come
bro.
here
Let
and
me
lie.
talk,
Come here and
J-Rob.
lie. Come here and lie.
Let me
Come up
talk,
here and lie.
J-Rob. Bruh, if you was yoking me around in the kitchen, why did I have to pay for the war?
Because I put you in that motherfucker.
Why did I have to? Why did I have to? Why did I have to? Why did I have to
Whose
send
body
Claire?
made the
Why did
dent
I
in the
have
wall?
to send Claire the money
Whose
for
body?
the war?
Whose body made the dent in the wall?
No way.
Okay, so that's it.
Whose
okay,
body made the dent in the wall?
All right, J-Rob. So why did I pay for it?
Whose body put the dent in that mug?
If you, all right, J-Rob. Okay, this is it. This is it. If you put me through the wall, bro, send me my
Because
220.
your big hunky dory ass went through that mug.
J-Rob,
That's
J-Rob,
a good point, J-Rob.
Your
J-Rob,
big
if
hunky.
you put me through, if you did it, send me my money, bro.
So the thing is though, they didn't. Dub, why you act like that? You watch me do it. So I don't know why you saying J-Rob. You was there.
his money.
You
Okay,
gave his
J-Rob,
money.
just-
You
just-
didn't
just
do
send
it.
my
You
money.
gotta pay the friend.
Look.
Just send my money.
They didn't send me. Hey, Claire ain't sent me the invoice. She said
why? Because I was responsible for the
because
damage.
your big hunky dory ass put the dent in it. Because you wanted to wrestle with us.
All right, look.
Y'all wanted to be. Y'all
look,
want, you feel me? The Wild Thornberries versus the CTE boys, and y'all lost. It happens. So
Okay, but look. What I want to say is
fine.
this, Rob, because that's irrelevant. What I want to get to is I'm just disappointed that I jumped on and heard my teammates, my brothers, Dub and Low. We are undefeated together. Y'all got to stick together. Y'all can't be in here going at each other like that.
That's
We
true.
all-
That's true too.
Y'all divided the
Dub,
squad.
Dub is a saboteur, man. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow.
You started with
the
the
evil.
trolling already. You started with the trolling off rip, bro.
No, he talking about us playing basketball. You slandering
Dub
me
the
us
demon
playing
is crazy.
basketball. That's what he talking
Yeah.
about.
We undefeated. We was like Tony
Yeah, you the
Parker, Manu Ginobili, and
saboteur.
Tim Duncan.
Wow,
We
Dub.
Yeah, Dub, you do be switching up on your homies, bro. Yo, Lo, you know what I realized about Dub?
Entertainment.
Yo, he will switch up on his homies for entertainment. That's crazy.
Entertainment.
Is he Logan Paul? Are you Logan
Oh, jump the ship for what's
Paul?
up.
That's crazy.
That's
Change up for your homies for entertainment?
I fucking hate y'all.
Yo, Low. See, the thing is, Low,
Dub Paul
these
and
subscribers won't love him as much as we do. That's the craziest part.
He should have.
Damn,
All Dub had to say was like,
whoa.
bro, my teammate was playing great defense out there.
Right,
bro.
right.
That's all he had to say.
I
bro.
did
All
say
you had
you
to
was.
say.
I did say you
No,
was.
I said that's all you had to say. Now you
was
saying a whole bunch of
instigating
other
Mars and
stuff.
Low the whole
Yo,
time.
Lo, it really felt like did kind of come off as like he couldn't wait to berate his own teammate. That's kind of crazy, bro.
All right, J-Rob. See, here you go, bro.
J-Rob is-
You play- Here come you, Glens and Hunky Dory.
And J-Rob was
These is my teammates, J-Rob. These is my teammates.
Yeah, but not only that, J-Rob upset because he kept losing to us. That's the other part about it, bro.
I was hot.
I'm happy you brought that up, bro. J-Rob, why would you tell that lie?
What you mean? I beat you in our first game of pickup, and you won the rest of them.
You definitely beat me in that first game, J-Rob. But why would you tell that lie after that, bro?
What you mean? What lie?
Like that.
What lie?
No, you lied about the score. Oh
my God.
And J-Rob, as good of a friend I am, I let it rock for you.
He ain't say nothing.
He didn't say nothing.
I seen when you said that.
I love you, Binky. Dub, I love you, Binky. I love you, Binky. I love you, Binky.
When J-Rob said that, Dub looked up at the camera. It didn't say nothing though. He let
Hey, Dub, I love you, Binky. I love you, Binky. You feel me? See, this the thing.
In my head, I was like, I guess J-Rob's doing this.
You feel me? I'm doing it. Now he beat me by more, but I will say this: I should have.
How much he beat you by?
Well, the games were too like 7.
How much he beat you by?
Give it a buck. I also did say.
Hold on. How much more is more?
Yeah, what is it?
Don't say you was leaving me on 0. Don't say you was leaving me on 0 because that didn't happen. You wasn't leaving me on 0.
Okay, so what was the score?
It was a lot to a little. Fuck, a lot to a little. Damn.
It was stringing.
3?
No, like 3. Most of them was like 3-7.
And wait, that 3 is one basket? You're playing 2
it was like one basket and a 2 type shit.
Yeah, it's a 2 3s.
Hold on. But I will say this though. That first game, I should have walked away. And Ox, I did say that. I literally just said here, like, I should have walked away after my first dub and left it at that. But
you can't help
I'm too
yourself.
competitive. I'm too competitive, bro. I'm too competitive for my own good. I had to, come back for seconds. Pause.
That was fine.
Pause? Oh, thank you.
Hey,
yo,
I don't think you got to pause that.
Act like this.
Yeah, no pause needed.
No pauses.
Hey, Ox.
Ox.
Have you ever heard an announcer during any NBA championship call an NBA team world champions at the end?
I can't rightfully say that I remember them saying it while it happened, because it's like years ago. But I've definitely 100%, 1000% heard NBA teams referred to as world champions.
Is this a Mandela effect?
Yes, it is.
Is this something? Are we Mandela affected? Are we really here world champion?
Yes.
Are we really here world champion?
I have seen the clip.
100%.
I do not remember.
I've seen a clip of a Super Bowl. I've seen a clip. I've seen a clip of a Super Bowl. Like one of the announcers called them.
Yeah, I've heard it for the Super Bowl. But the thing is, the Super Bowl I don't understand because football's not even played in other worlds.
Right.
Like Japan has a league, Canada has a league,
other worlds,
Other countries.
Well, I think I think that makes more sense though. I think that makes more sense.
But there is overseas football though. There is.
Where?
There is Mexico,
I have friends that play in
Germany.
overseas football.
Yeah, I got a friend that's playing.
Overseas.
My college, one of my college quarterbacks is literally playing in Japan right now, and like Japan. Like it's called like the X League. Yeah. The X League, that pro league actually does a game every year against like the Ivy League schools, like as an exhibition every year.
Oh wow!
To bring football to like America, to bring football like to promote football in Canada. I mean,
technically the NFL Super Bowl championship.
And the CFL be popping too. Jalen, no, the CFL be popping in Canada, bro. Like I went to the Grey Cup. The Grey Cup was fire.
Technically, that
nigga who lives in Canada, we don't care about this shit.
Nah, KB, that CFL shit is lit, bro. You don't know. KB, you don't know. CFL is a big deal in Canada. KB, I'm telling you, them games be dead packed. Games be packed.
Nigga, I've went to games.
Wait. You said
you going to a game in Toronto? I wouldn't say.
KB, ain't you the same when they said we can't talk about rebounds if we talking about who's a better player?
I said no. I said when I'm talking about
so you just all around 100%.
I bring up. No. I'm about to tell you what I said. I said when we talk about players and you start bringing up rebounding, then I'll be like, all right, what are we talking about? But like, it depends on what player though. If we're talking about big men, yeah, like rebounding matters. But like, I'm not going to bring up rebounding for like fraud,
bro. Who is this nigga? Who is KB nigga?
Might be,
Who is KB nigga, dog? This your man's Dub? This your little bro?
It's Lowe's. It's Lowe's.
Oh, this Lowe's man.
I got it's Lowe's.
Wow. This is one of your guys.
Low.
This is one of your disciples.
I don't be saying nothing to nobody. Yo, Jalen,
get up here. Get up here, bro.
Niggas do this thing where niggas
trade KD for Gifted Hoops.
I don't be saying nothing to nobody.
Trade KD for Gifted Hoops, man. He don't disrespect. He
I
don't disrespect Draymond Green. He disrespect Draymond Green. KB, I want you to put more
whose answers this and shit like that. Like,
yeah, the Draymond.
Your feelings hurt, KB. I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
The Draymond.
I did.
It's a consistent habit. Like, what's
KB? I love you. I love you, KB. I love you.
Low, is this one of your disciples, Low?
No,
this one of your guys though. I heard this one of your guys though.
The Draymond thing, y'all just be lying about, bro.
Oh my god. What do we lie about? What do we lie about?
Y'all lie, y'all embellish, and y'all
can't live.
Embellish and lie.
So you don't think Draymond is as good as or has the impact as we say with Steph?
Low. Now, mind you, people up here remember what you said about.
That's kind of fair though. That's kind of fair though.
I know he is a transcendent defender, but I don't
helped
think
him on offense.
Yeah, I'm about to say I do not think that Curry helped Draymond. I don't think that Draymond helped Curry more though. I don't think that. No, Draymond definitely helps Curry a lot.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're lying. You're lying.
To say this more is crazy.
You're lying.
That was a crazy animation from J. Roberts.
Yeah, because I was about to scream. I was trying to hold it in, but it was still coming out at the same time, bro.
Insane.
Lo, let me ask you a question, Lo. Do you, in your heart, Lo, my dog Gifted Hoops, my boy got a nice haircut, looking mad handsome, legend of winning. Let me ask you a real question. It's okay to call your homies handsome, bro. I'm standing on that.
Nah, listen, I don't care about that. I don't care about that, all right? I popped in on YouTube, shout out to Dub. I got the pop-in stream. I click on it, and KB, you getting cooked, bro. What they doing to you, bro?
Is KB one of your disciples gifted?
No. Disciples is crazy.
Whoa. Why KB is
yo, let me scream. I'm not screaming in my house.
Let me speak.
I'm not screaming in my house, my nigga. J-Rob, whoever y'all niggas are, I respect y'all niggas.
KB, I want you to scream in your house so your mama come and curse you.
This is the type of stuff that be getting me tight. Like, I don't.
I come in here. KB gonna scream.
I come in here and I talk basketball,
walk through the door.
And then niggas,
I told you to be quiet.
Low disciple,
KB, don't let them get you out of character, bro.
Gifted disciple.
Yo, wait,
I'm not nobody's disciple.
KB, if you scream too loud, is your mama gonna come through the door and curse you out?
That's pretty. Yo,
KB, it's not
just dick ride, man.
It's not the wrong.
Dick ride.
Hold up,
dick ride. Weird, bro.
I'm like dick riding.
I'm not a disciple of nobody.
KB, do not let him
get
you
I'm on one today, gang. I'm on one today.
KB, if you know you're not a disciple, don't entertain that shit, bro.
I'm dick riding. I'm dick riding.
What is going on?
What's going on?
Nothing wrong.
Wow.
Niggas who speak to real talk, low.
Would your mom allow you to talk in the house like that? Are you allowed to talk in the house like that?
It's okay.
Would your mom allow you to talk like that in your house right now?
What I'm doing?
Did your mama let you speak in that house like that?
This is the type of shit we're talking about right now. Weird. This weird. What are you talking about?
There's nothing wrong.
I'm in my bag right now.
I don't say when
come on, bro.
When Dub and Real Talk told me about
cheers, Dub. Cheers, Dub.
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. Cheers, Brody. Cheers, Brody.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Hold up, real quick. So KB, what I'm going to say is, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with coming up under the tutelage of somebody else. There's nothing wrong with being a protege.
Bro, thank you.
I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just asking which one of these niggas are responsible for your wild ass takes. That's what I'm asking.
No one's responsible for my takes. No one. Like no one's responsible, bro.
So you're responsible.
My goodness. Yes, my own takes. I'm responsible for my own takes.
All right, that's all I was asking, bro. Ain't no big deal.
Listen, the Draymond.
He was
so bro. This
Draymond
disciple
was
shit.
low.
I'm so tired of hearing it, bro, and I don't entertain it. And then when
I don't know why that bothers you so much.
It's funny though. Like
it's not, bro. I don't say because
we fuck with each other all we fuck with each other all the time. Like,
I think
gotta be a back.
You had Low literally. You had Low basically calling me an idiot. You had Low basically calling me an idiot.
I didn't have Low call you an idiot. What?
No, he's saying that.
No, KB, get the anger out of your head. That's not what he's saying.'s saying Low basically called him an idiot. That's got nothing to do with you, bro.
No, I'm talking.
That's what we do.
Let me finish my sentence. You'll understand what I'm saying. I'm saying when Dub or Real Talk or whoever like that I actually speak to sometimes or like knows me and they troll me about this, I'm cool with it. But then that just opens doors for niggas just to say what they want, and it's been a consistent pattern.
So niggas been calling you a low.
I don't say shit. I don't say anything.
So they been telling you was a low merchant.
I don't say nothing.
The way he flipped that was so crazy, bro.
Yeah, KB, did you just
That's
call
such
me
a crazy flip, bro.
Did you just call me a gateway drug? Nigga, like,
Yes.
No way you call Real Talk. No way you call Real Talk a gateway drug. Ain't no way.
Catching strays, Dub. How are y'all catching strays for?
Ain't no fucking way.
Bro, how is Dub and Real Talk catching strays for your math, for your work? Bro, this shit is crazy.
Y'all allowing others to call.
I'm not gonna lie. Calling Real Talk a gateway drug is nasty fucking work, man. That's nasty work.
Way better than basketball.
Can we go back to basketball, man?
Nah, let's go back to this man, KB. Let's tap into his psyche right now because he's in his feelings right now.
That's disgusting, bro. My goodness.
Just tap into his psyche.
Yo, KB, you can't.
KB, don't let J-Rob bully you.
I'm not even bullying him.
How did this shit start, Dub?
Hey, J-Rob, we going if you keep pressing it, we're gonna start calling him K-Rob. You got to take
K-Rob.
We got to start calling him.
I only call my girl K-Rob.
Draymond was the same defender in like in 2018.
I didn't know that, bro.
2018 and 2019.
Yeah.
Hey, Ox, you see my nigga behind me too. You see him.
Yeah. Hey, I know I said what I said at last stream. Check them niggas out though. I'm proud of them niggas. So that was dope.
Hey, Ox, this might be my favorite team all year.
So you not coming with me to Eugene on the 23rd?
Shit.
So to answer your question,
I gotta call you, bro. We gotta talk about some shit.
To answer your question,
nobody else, just me and you. We gotta talk about some shit. So we'll talk a little bit.
To answer your question, Lo, it probably didn't like.
Hey, Rob be crying when people call him old though.
To answer your question, Lo, like he probably didn't. He probably wasn't like performing like peak Draymond, but I do think like I don't think players just drastically change from like a year or 2 year difference.
Mute these nuts, nigga.
So how do you then explain like in the finals when they were just taking Draymond out of the game for possessions because that's how bad he was offensively?
Well, you had KD there, so it's cool.
No, in 2022 in the finals when they were taking him.
Oh, you're talking about 2022?
Yeah.
I just went. You say on a year-to-year basis, so I just decided to go even further back. And in 2022, he was so bad offensively that
the thing is, right? That kills y'all argument. If they're taking him out because he's so bad offensively, then that hurts y'all argument because he's not helping him offensively at all. Like, what is Curry helping with Draymond Green?
I think the further we get away from 2016. I think the further we get away, the further that we get away from like 2015, 16, and 17, the worse offensively he becomes because the 3-point shooting is just like significantly worse. Even the finishing around the rim is like noticeably worse. Draymond has a year where like he's like sub 45% on a team that had like in 2017 he shot below 42% from the field on a team that features KD, Steph, and Clay. Like offensively, he just gets noticeably worse after 2016
for sure.
And I don't think that's even like debatable. So
that's to my point, right? How is a guy really helping? How is a guy helping Draymond Green like that if his offense isn't the main focal point of his game? As if offense has never been a great thing besides 2016. So how is Stephen Curry helping Draymond Green so much offensive? What, just because he could be out on the floor? That's weird to me. Draymond Green being that defender, being that passer to allow Steph to be off ball for the majority of their careers together, That's helping Curry's game more than Steph is helping Draymond Green's game, which is shits anyway.
Do you mind if I answer that for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the way that Steph is helping Draymond is the way you maximize a player like Draymond, because he's, a non-spacer, outside of off-ball screens, would be to put the ball in Draymond's hands to facilitate. And because you have a spacer like Steph who runs around a lot, defenders can't gap him significantly because it's a handoff Steph Curry 3. And the reason why in the Boston series he wasn't the same player offensively is because they nullified the roles, because they were basically concerned with that, and they basically didn't respect him at all.
This nigga did not send a super chat talking about me.
I think he did.
You could send that shit to me on my shit, nigga. You could have sent that to me on my shit, Eagle.
J-Rob,
How the fuck you gonna send it to Dub, bro? Like, what the fuck?
J-Rob about
to start acting like Dub during Drink Boy.
Yo, wait, hold on. Let me ask the chat. When I sent Dub that $20 on top of him having a drink, did he take all 5 of them shots, or was he bullshitting? You did? All right. Bet.
Yes.
I never got to see. I just sent the bread.
Your point about like the DHO, nigga, I brought all this stuff up already. I already like when we bring up the DHOs and the action that they ran. Then people were talking about like, oh, you can run these actions with different people. I'm like, what makes the action so well ran is the fact of what Steph Curry can do offensively as a scorer, especially when he's off the catch, coming off of a DHO, creating 2v1 scenarios legitimately out of any pick and roll with Draymond Green, who's giving him the ability to be a good short roll player, right? So when I bring this stuff up, they just didn't like they valued it, but they're not saying that they're pretty much saying I value that, but I'm not valuing it as much as Draymond Green's short roll passing ability. Why
are you going to explain something that I'm about to say?
Like, no, but that's what you said. I'm
literally about to repeat the same thing. So, like in that action that they do, yes, it does help maximize some of his offensive game, right? But Curry being off ball like that, so it maximizes his game too. So they're both in that action. They're helping each other in a sense. Now, Curry, you could say in that aspect, he's more important because of the scoring gravity that y'all like to say, for sure. But that's a part of Steph's game that's being enhanced because of Draymond. And then when I look at the under, so that's a portion that I'm giving some points to Draymond Green for. And then when I think about the defensive side of things, those small ball lineups that they can do, how they can push in transition, how the orchestrator, and basically he's like a point guard on defense, the leadership that he has, the communication. That's stuff that even Steph benefits from as well, with him being in the passing lanes, knowing when to help. That Draymond is enhancing that as well. So when I sit here and think about those two, I'm like, okay, I do think it's close for sure, but I do think Draymond helping him both offensively and defensively is just more beneficial to Steph than Steph and his gravity to Draymond Green's game.
But that's where we're just going to disagree, because
it's like the level of offensive help that Steph is generating is completely different. Sure, Draymond can help in terms of his off ball facilitation, but ultimately that skill set is not as translatable as what Steph is doing when he's on the floor. That's kind of the difference.
So let's
and on top of that, especially when Steph as he progresses, just gets better as a defensive player. Especially as an on-ball defender, where Draymond is getting worse offensively.
I ain't gonna lie. You sound like a nerd. You sound like a math.
He is a nerd. He's a
a little bit.
He's like a nerd.
So then when we get to the point where
I do both.
Imagine how bad you have to be offensively for you not to be able to stay on the floor with a Steph Curry led offense. Like, just imagine how bad.
So that goes to my point, right? In the grand scheme of things, Stephen Curry is definitely more beneficial than Draymond in his skill set. Not disputing that. But we're talking about them complementing each other's game and helping each other's game. Well, Steph's offense isn't really helping Draymond Green's game regardless. So why are we going to use that as a point for Draymond?
But that's not how the argument's going. What we're saying is he absolutely is maximizing Draymond, but Draymond is starting to reach a point where it's not helpable anymore. That is how bad he's starting to reach offensively when the elite teams take away the short roll from Draymond Green, which was the Boston series. Like, they're still boosting Draymond's value, but if Draymond himself is regressing as an offensive player, there's only so much you can help it too. That's kind of
it's not even just the Boston series. I bring up Memphis as well.
We're looking at it. I don't. It's not helpful because when I'm thinking about
It
somebody
is
helping, no, it's helping the team, but helping somebody's game. If I'm helping somebody's game, that game is better. If something's getting worse, I'm not really helping that person effectively. That's like if I'm trying to help you, Gifted, right? And I'm helping you. If you're not benefiting from it, I'm not truly helping you in a sense because
he
you're
is
not
benefiting from it. You keep saying he's not benefiting.
I'm benefiting from you though.
If his offense is shit, like let's be real, Draymond Green on the Nuggets, he'll be great, right? He'll be great on that crew, right?
With Jokic,
yes.
Yeah,
I think he'd be great.
That's another player who can play off ball and is a transcendent offensive player. Like he would be fine.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think if he's not playing with like Jokic or Curry, there's a possibility that for many, like I think for like most teams, Draymond, as good as a defender as he is, there'll be like more stretches where he wouldn't even be on the floor. Like we just couldn't play him. Period. Like
that's how Portland with Lillard.
I think he would help, but there'll be more times where he wouldn't be on the floor. Period. Like I think you all don't understand how bad Draymond really is.
So that's the thing where, of course, as the main guy, sure, Draymond in instances he can't be played because he's not that guy. But we're pairing him up with guys who are just better than him. Like sometimes
I'm saying
he wouldn't play 30+ minutes in Portland, though.
I'm saying even if he does, it's just at 30. Like I don't think that, and I think the offensive return that you would get would be noticeably worse.
Less
do you think that Draymond could get the same thing out of Dame that he gets out of Steph?
No, he would not.
Then that's also Dame.
I mean, that's assuming that Dame's giving up the ball to Draymond.
Steph is a better off-ball player.
Which is why I think Steph's ability to do that gives Draymond the ability to
run.
Exactly. So bad. So that's why I asked.
So I think about it in reverse.
No, go ahead.
The way y'all value things is the reverse. It's the reverse
that's,
way of thinking. A role player and role.
But this is
no. You just don't understand basketball. It's okay.
No,
but
oh my god,
the way that role players work. There's gonna be instances
nerds don't
where
know basketball. Honestly,
there's gonna be instances where the better player is probably not helping. Like
Jay
the better player is not helping somebody else out
kid.
more than somebody, right? I can have somebody on crew that I'm clearly better than. But the things he brings to the table, it just enhances my game more so than me enhancing his. If he's so bad offensively and I am such a great offensive player and he cannot benefit from that just because how bad he is, I'm not really helping him out like that. But he's helping me because what? I could play off ball. I could do these DHOs. I could shoot. I don't have to be this main guy with the ball a lot of the time. And defensively, I don't have to worry things about. I got that backline help right behind me.
But then even when you look at certain series, when it gets to the
I don't see how you don't.
Wait, hold on. Gabe, they start running a lot more on-ball action to get Steph into high pick and roll scenarios.
He had his own.
And they try and Draymond Green, they try their best to make sure to help when those actions happen. To protect him, to hide him, and to when those instances
I'm talking about on offense. I'm not talking about defense right now.
Who's his main pick and roll partner?
Offensively, in the postseason, Steph is a lot more on ball than he is off ball.
Who's his main pick and roll partner, KB?
Draymond Green. That's what I'm talking about.
And
so the problem I'm having is that
I think
we've seen Steph play another way besides how we've recently seen him play since Kerr took the helm of the team.
Yeah.
So to act like Draymond isn't also, or Steph isn't benefiting from Draymond even offensively.
No one's saying he's not benefiting.
Let me finish the statement. Let me finish. I'm about to qualify it. Y'all are so ready to come off mute.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
They just ready to glaze. They just ready to glaze Curry.
Glaze Curry.
Because I've been
feeling
listening to y'all say
Not you, Gifted.
What's the
finish your point.
So I was saying definitely to a certain extent. He's definitely helping Curry offensively to a certain extent. Now, I guess Dub's whole argument is that Curry's benefiting from Draymond's defense more than Curry's benefiting. I mean, more than Draymond's benefiting from Curry's offense because he's already bad defensively. Now, I do agree with Lowe that the further we get away from 2016, the worse Draymond gets as an offensive player. But I do
Was
think that
Draymond
Dub
ever
is,
required
I
to
do
be an
think that
offensive
Dub,
player?
hold on. I do think that Dub
bad.
is telling the truth as we are closer to 2016, because that's when Draymond was still,
But no,
on his attempts of quality 3-point shooter. He was more athletic, willing to push the pace more with the ball, things of that nature. And again, just him shooting better, that by itself just makes him more valuable offensively. So
this
the closer we get to
after
2016,
but after 2016,
26 after, that's what I'm saying. Like it clipped and peaked there. Like 17, he was still a good 3-point shooter because of the KD as well. But like 16 is where like it peaked. When you go 18, 19, and you go to 22 and even 23, he just becomes a lot like worse of an offensive player.
But
and
why
on
does
top
that
of that,
matter?
I think what the disconnect is that, and I'm thinking like in Dub's mind right now, right? Like you're thinking that Draymond's defensive value and then the floor stuff that he does offensively, those two things is more valuable than what Steph Curry's like offensive ability was. Like each at their peak.
To
right?
each other, to each other.
To each other, yes, to each other. But what the like I feel like you're thinking it in like a linear scale. So like you're saying 2, which is better than 1. But like I think the one thing that Steph Curry brings, which is the offensive impact between the two, is more greater than what the two things Draymond is bringing defensively and offensively. You get what I'm trying to say? Because like
it's not just
that's the where I think Dub just disagrees. I just think he disagrees with it.
I disagree with how much I disagree with the level of which Draymond Green is benefiting from, because if somebody, like y'all said, is trash offensively, he's not benefiting from everything if he's still bad. So my mind is like, bro, the motherfucker's still bad even with that. So Steph is not helping him offensively if he's a shit offensive player. So you can't use that in my head. You can't use that as a point compared to Draymond Green. He's helping him because he could be more off ball, have that scoring gravity with the DHOs. He has the IQ to make some passes off the screen when Steph comes off the screen, and the defense that they even against the Boston Celtics when Steph would be on the island, him and Wiggins was setting help religiously when Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum was trying to take those one-on-one matchups. So they're trying their best to help Stephen Curry. So my head is like
that's the same thing I could say in like when Steph is getting picked on in 16 and Draymond can't do anything to help these switches happen. Steph is not benefiting from what Draymond is giving him defensively. Steph is still getting cooked the same way you're saying Draymond is not benefiting to what Steph is giving you off ball.
That defense wasn't getting cooked.
It's the same thing.
No, that defense wasn't getting cooked. There's moments for sure in the game, but like the defense was still performing at a good level in that playoff. The defense was
also performing also performing in the final. Show your fade or shut the hell up.
But can I just feel like it goes what does it matter? But why does Draymond's offensive impact matter?
Because he's trying to. His argument is that
if you're taking away his offensive impact from his argument too, you don't have an argument like that.
I'm asking.
He's trying to get clarification. Dub is trying to make the argument that Draymond is benefiting Curry on both sides of the floor, and that Curry's benefiting only on one side. But we're trying to explain to him that the one side of the ball that Curry's benefiting him from is just exponentially more impactful, especially as we get removed further away from Draymond's like offense, really his peak in general.
Really, like just what he could do offensively, because it's not going to be be that anymore. Yeah,
so we're going to be nasty.
Let me just finish. Yeah, let him finish.
Because I think the other problem is that I think that Dub doesn't really understand how bad I think Draymond would be, because I think Draymond would be like bordering Ben Simmons levels. Like obviously he'd be a more willing shooter, but I think that you would actually see more unplayable games and series from Draymond, because how much of a negative he would be if he wasn't on a team with an
on this type of team.
Yeah, not only this type of team, but this like a player Curry with like an off-ball player who's providing a bunch of value that allows him to still be active in the offense, doing dribble handoffs. And even to the coach as well with Steve Kerr. If he was playing with another team,
well, can I ask you a question?
Most of the time he's staying in the corner.
Do you still value? Well, let me ask you. Hold on. I just want to ask two things, Doug. Because I want to ask Lo this one thing. Lo, do you still value Draymond's defensive versatility and playmaking in today's like right now where he's
Check
at.
that schedule, real talk. Check that schedule, bro.
You still think
I'm trying to see how much
like,
alcohol I'm about to consume.
I'm really just asking, do you still think it's impactful, like what they do now between
his
what he does
defense,
playmaking and defense?
His defense, yes, but his playmaking, I don't know. But the playmaking, whatever little playmaking he had, is definitely getting worse. And but I think his passing is obviously like still there.
See, the thing is, I look at Draymond Green kind of like a
I do want to say this because this is what pisses me off. And KB, I told you this. What Stephen Curry Glazers do, they do their best to diminish the talent around Curry to uplift him, like Legend of Losing just said, right? So with that being said, that you talked about Draymond Green and analyzing his game, how can you then dare say that you think Draymond Green could be better than Carmelo Anthony?
Because I don't think Carmelo Anthony can be the best player on the championship team.
Okay, cool. No, what? But we're talking about portability, and you even said that Draymond Green, in any sense, you don't think Draymond Green can have the same level of impact, and he will be unplayable in playoff series. So how is that guy who can be unplayable in playoff series be better than fucking Melo?
Because we're talking about as he removes further away from his peak. In his peak, I don't think that he'll be unplayable. But
yeah,
like the past,
like 1 or 2 half a year, his peak lasted. A year and a half.
I think from 2015 to 2017. Yes. Yeah. I don't think that there's like many situations where Draymond would be unplayable. But for these last like 2 to 3 postseason runs, I do think that he would probably be unplayable.
There's so many series.
You have said and
you just seen the Lakers series right now, Dub.
You have said and agreed with Mars about Draymond Green being better than Carmelo Anthony. Mm-hmm. With your understanding, which is even crazy. In 2017, because he wasn't in 2018, he's probably just as bad offensively, so it doesn't make sense how that's the cutoff for you. Maybe he had a good. You know what he did?
Do you know he shot in the postseason run in 2017?
Yeah, playing next to. So you like contexting people, right? Playing next to Steph and fucking KD helps, Slow. Playing next to Steph and KD,
but the year before without Curry, what he did in the postseason would further provide the evidence that like that just wasn't an outlier. That wasn't an outlier year.
2016 is a fucking outlier because in 2015 in the postseason he didn't do that. You include 2015, he didn't do that. Then you're using 2017. He did it in 2016. In 2017, he did that with Steph and KD. You love taxing people for shit, but you're not taxing this guy to further your own argument because you have a bias towards Carmelo Anthony. So again, I'm going to ask this again, Lo, with your understanding of Draymond Green's game and how you're saying he will be unplayable in series. How the fuck could that man be better than fucking Carmelo Anthony?
Because again, I think Melo would not be unplayable because of the value that he provides as a first option, and as first options, yeah, I think that Draymond would be more unplayable than Carmelo Anthony. But if I wanted to maximize what they're going to do, no, I would still rather have Draymond as a second option than Carmelo Anthony.
And this is why the stupid level in which he's on about basketball, bro, there's no reason for us.
So Draymond's better because he's a better second option?
He's a better third option.
I think that logic.
He's a better third option. Because Low even
was a second option in 2015.
Low even by his own admission thinks. Go rewind it. Even he thinks that even if Draymond is a second option, there's going to be times where he's going to be sitting here being unplayable. So
yes,
even
out of his peak. Yes.
So
when he's 32 years old, yes, I think that if you don't put him in a proper situation, that he could be unplayable. Yes. Out of his prime.
His peak, yes. You gave me 2015 through 2017. 2016, I think you can have way more of an argument because I think 2016, Dre, I praise that motherfucker. He was balling. Yeah, 2015, he wasn't great offensively, especially in the postseason. If 2017 is so much of a needle mover for you when he's benefiting off of open shots playing next to Steph and KD, you could just be wrong by yourself.
Why are we allowing this? Why are we allowing this right now? What the fuck is going on? How can we possibly? Yes, Jalen. This is fucking ridiculous.
The other problem that we're just missing is that we're also talking about someone who's playing transcendent levels on the other side of the floor. So that's why he would be a better second.
But he'll be unplayable. He'll be unplayable.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think Melo didn't provide much value even with his offense in some of those postseason runs. So then we're sitting here talking about two players. And again, who knows what Melo would have looked like if he's a second option. But no, I think that if you're talking about a player and what he provided to a team, especially, and all this, also, this is all relative to era, especially in the era between the mid 2010s and going into 2020s. Yes, no, I think that value that he provided would usurp the value that Melo was providing at that point in time.
And again, like you think I'm wrong for having that assessment of Draymond, you are blatantly fucking wrong right here.
Yeah,
you are just blatantly wrong.
Carmelo provided more value in Denver than Draymond ever did in his career. I think in the years in Denver, he provided way more value to those teams than Draymond ever did. Even
I can understand where you're coming
that's
from.
not true. Yeah.
I think,
That's
but the difference is that I don't think that. I think that the difference that we're making is that he provided all that option because he was the first. I mean, that value because he was the first option, right?
Yeah.
And so as a first option player,
panel L topic. Let's stop talking about Draymond. Let's talk about some.
He's going to be the best player on the team.
Talk about Bron.
Where he need to be him being the first option. However, I don't think any of us believe that him being a first option is good enough to win you a championship or consistently make deep postseason runs, or him to play at the level that is necessary for them to win. I don't think any of us believe.
Jalen, he's just being stupid. He's just being stupid.
Yo, I mean, does
any of us believe that? Does any of us believe that?
No, I haven't started yet. I work tomorrow. So
say what you said again. Say what you said again.
I don't think any of us.
You work on Labor Day?
I don't think.
Yes, I'm working Labor Day.
You working Labor Day? I'm off tomorrow. I don't have no work tomorrow. Yeah.
I don't think any of us believes that Carmelo Anthony, as the best player on a team, would provide enough value as the first option to consistently make deep postseason runs for him to consistently play.
I don't believe that about Draymond either, though. So what's the point of that?
That's the point. That's why I would then know I'm not looking at neither one of them on that level, because I don't think either one of them can play at that level. I don't think either one of them can provide that level of value.
Didn't Carmelo Anthony bring that value in Denver, though? He made
exactly. Like this is for people that don't care.
Stop. For what? For one season in 09?
Okay.
More than what Draymond could ever do. So
he did it in 2016, you idiot. Oh!
Klay Thompson was
So now Dub believes that Klay Thompson was the better player versus Draymond Green. That's
not what I even said.
About being options on offense.
You're just assuming what I was going to say.
Okay, let me be clear. We're talking about being the best player on a team. That's what we're talking about.
Draymond
was the better player than Klay Thompson in 2016.
Draymond Green, in order for him to be successful, he's always going to need somebody who's a better scorer, just clearly a better scorer than him, so that can be maximized.
Two somebodies, though.
So,
two somebodies.
So
he made somebody is
two.
Two somebody.
Talking
about Draymond and Melo in the same sentence.
Does that then mean that they're the better player because they're a better scorer than he is?
Not necessarily,
rebounder.
No.
Okay, so that's the point. That's the
rebounder.
No, low. That doesn't necessarily mean that, but in this instance, it does.
But okay, so then I would ask the question: when is it that Carmelo Anthony had provided this evidence? And if it's 2009, if it's one season, then I can also pivot to then 2016 for Draymond, because getting to the conference finals, Draymond was undeniably the best player on that team.
Okay, but low,
undeniable.
Carmelo Anthony from 2000.
With Steph Curry?
From 2004.
Steph Curry only played 2 games in the first 2 rounds.
So you're just talking about the playoff run? You're just talking about the playoffs?
Yeah, because that's the only.
Okay, what about the 82 game? They won 73 games. Like,
nigga, we're talking about the postseason. We're not talking about.
I didn't catch that part. I didn't.
Let me reiterate what I said again. I don't think any of us believes that Draymond will be able to consistently provide high level of basketball in the postseason, lead them to deep postseason runs, lead them to championships as the best player on the team. Do anybody disagree with that?
You said what?
You mean Carmelo? No, you said Draymond. So you meant Carmelo?
You said deep postseason runs?
Oh,
Yes,
no.
yeah.
See,
We do disagree.
I thought you said
Watch
I
this.
was talking about Draymond. I disagree with what you just
Yeah, I
said.
didn't disagree with that.
And this
I
is what
agree with the
Cooks
team.
and this is what Cooks Lowe's argument. This is what Cooks Lowe's argument right here. He's not a wins and losses guy. He's not a guy. Oh, if you win and lose, then that.
What is the first thing that I just said?
Watch
What is
this.
the first thing
Watch
I said,
this.
Dub?
Watch
What is
this.
the first
Watch
thing I
this.
said,
No,
Dub?
watch this. You're
Dub,
talking.
what is the first thing I
Watch
said?
this. Let me
No,
finish.
before you say it, what is the first? What is the first thing I said, Dub?
You're talking about
Dub,
deep.
what is the
You're-
first thing
you are
I said?
talking about deep.
I'll let you finish if you just tell me what's the.
This ain't your show. This my show, Lo. So sit
I
down.
love that shit. I love when you act like that, Dub. I love when you act like that, Dub. I love that.
Again, Lo.
I love that shit.
Again, Lo.
Yeah, I'll go start a live and I'll triple your number. So let's play the game.
And you're right.
Doing that. Stop doing that, bro. That shit is so corny, bro.
J-Rob, you love it when he plays the game, right?
Doing that, Lo.
Oh, J-Rob, you love it when he plays the game, right?
We know who you are already. You don't have to do that. We know who you
J-Rob, you love it when he play the game, right?
J-Rob, you're gonna tie down. You gotta
J-Rob, you love it when he play the game, right? Okay, J-Rob. J-Rob, you love it. Yeah, J-Rob, you love it when he play the game. Bet. Go ahead, go, Dub. Go ahead, go.
Man, peace, love, and positivity in the community.
J-Rob, you love it when he play the game. Okay.
Watch this, fellas.
Go ahead,
This is why I know that Lo is not on the same intellectual
peace and
as
love,
us,
you know?
bro. Because at the end of the day, if I allow you into my house, Lo, it doesn't matter how big your house is. You're gonna respect my fucking rules. I could be living in a fucking apartment. If you come to my home, you're respecting my rules. If you have a bigger house, I don't give a fucking damn.
We will respect you. We will respect you in the house of Lo. You feel me?
Take your damn shoes off when you walk on this park.
We will respect you in the house of Lo every time.
What are we talking about right now?
Can you answer the question?
Oh, Lo, let me finish. Then I'll answer your question. We're talking about making deep postseason runs with Melo. That's what you're saying. Despite Melo in 2007 against the Spurs, in 2010 and 2009, all examples of him performing at a high level, even though it was one series, performing at a high level in the postseason. You don't give a damn about that. You don't give a damn about that. But just because he didn't make a deep postseason run, you're not going to validate it. That doesn't make sense to me when you're not a guy that judges things off of wins and losses. How does that make sense?
So, Dub, I'll ask you the question again. What is the first thing I said?
To be honest, I don't know.
You don't even know.
And that's why I'm not having this conversation.
What did you say? But what did you say?
The first thing I said was consistently perform at a high level. I do not think that Melo would consistently perform at a high level.
In 2007 to 2010, that's 4 years. In 2008, he played bad, but in 2007, he played well. 2009, he played well. In 2010, that's not consistent enough for you 3 years in a row?
I know
2011 was okay, too.
I don't think 2011 was, so then when I say dumb shit, I now get kicked out.
Jalen did.
I'm not gonna lie. Nah. Wait. Listen.
You're looking at those numbers and you see what this nigga
Dub.
There's no way you're looking
I hate
at
to say this,
nigga.
I hate to say this. Jalen dead ass just be talking. Jalen dead ass just be talking.
I want to put this.
I swear to you.
There's no way you're looking at the numbers right now.
The same dude that said DeMarcus Cousins' perimeter defense is close to Anthony Davis is also saying Carmelo's shit was great. Like, you be having terrible fucking takes, Jayla. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That shit smells very bad. You be not making shit. I'm not gonna lie. That is a horrible take. Jesus fucking Christ. He said DeMarcus Cousins' perimeter defense is amazing. That's nuts.
To be fair, I didn't move you for having a bad take. I just moved you because
nigga said 2011.
At the same
All right, fine. So call this nigga idiot like you just called me one.
Hold on.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was bad though, Jalen.
Hold on. Time out. He played the Miami Heat, clearly a better team than the Knicks, and he still dropped 28 and 9 on them. What are we talking about? He played the Miami Heat.
This shit is a comedy.
He played well. Why did he play bad?
So how do you feel about T-Mac then?
Yo, what did he shoot from the field?
Stop. A,
Jalen, what did he
play
shoot from the field?
Stop.
What did he shoot from the field, Jalen?
Wait, stop. He didn't even play Miami in 2011, Jalen. You just don't know what you're talking
2012,
about.
sorry, 2012.
Oh,
The playoffs.
What did he shoot? What did he shoot from the field, Jalen?
What did he shoot from the field? Well, what? Hold up. What about talking about who he was playing with and the defense he was attracting? He was playing with J.R. Smith and a hurt Amari Stoudemire. He wasn't playing with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Stop it. So obviously defense.
That doesn't help your point. That doesn't help.
Are y'all making Jalen flip on Braun right now?
Nah, Braun. You better not flip on Braun. Better not flip on him. We ain't flipping on Braun.
You be making me flip on Braun, bro. It's not good.
We ain't never flipping on. Hey, we ain't
Bro
never flipping on
shot
Braun.
sub.
You be making me flip on Braun, bro.
We ain't never flipping on Braun.
The problem is that he would have to be the best player on the team, albeit maybe the supporting cast wasn't exactly what it needed to be, right? However, he needed to be the best. I don't know. I'm done talking about this because Jalen just not only got the years wrong. We're sitting here having a conversation about a nigga shooting 37% from the field in 2011, and now that's what we're talking about.
Again, now putting in the context, his team situation is weak.
Yeah, okay, but the team, the context,
Bro, are we serious?
The context has to be that he's the best player. That is the context. That's the context.
Carmelo
Jalen's such a context motherfucker. Context.
The context is that he has to be the best player. That's the best. That's the context.
I think Carmelo at his prime, you put the right pieces around him.
Bro, he can dead shoot 30% from the field. But look at who he played with. He played with the
I'm about to say shooting sub 40%. I'm sorry. Shooting sub 40% in a series as the best player, I really at that point, what are we talking about?
Bro, sub 39. He shot 37.5% in 2011.
37% from the field.
Well, I'll talk about 2012. I'm talking about 2012.
He shot 42%. That's not helping your case, bro.
41, 42. So let's go back to Dub's point.
Context is important.
So 2010. Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna lie.
Context is
Bro, it is. Hold up. It is though. Because Allen Iverson was
Jalen. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Jalen. The last time you brought context with me, bro, you tried to say because of the players DeMarcus Cousins played with, that's why his perimeter defense is close to Anthony Davis. There's no context for that. That's just
what I said. I said his lateral movement. He's not.
It's close to Anthony Davis.
Even that is.
That sounds stupid, right? That's still very bad to say, right?
The gap isn't as huge. I just said the gap.
It is a huge gap, sir. It's not comparable.
The gap, Jalen.
No,
yes, he said it's not a gap. No, it's close. It's
AD's lateral movement and DeMarcus Cousins' lateral movement is closer than the rim protection. Correct?
Yeah. Then the gap in the rim protection.
But look, the context, though. The context. You got to think about the context.
How do you not remember that?
Jalen, that gap might be closer, but the gap is still so astronomically far apart that it doesn't even matter how much closer it is.
We're just debating the difference in the gap between them. Yeah, it wasn't like that serious. But the whole conversation started with.
He also said DeMarcus will be better than Anthony Davis on the championship team.
Let's go back to the main conversation about this Draymond shit.
That, Jalen? I said no. See now Gifted is lying. Now you're
just lying. Right. I'm lying. I'm definitely lying on your name.
DeMarcus Cousins. Hold up. DeMarcus Cousins. The Lakers could still win a championship with DeMarcus Cousins and to replace AD with DeMarcus Cousins.
Would he be better than Anthony Davis? Did you not answer that question?
No one said he'd be better than that.
Did you not answer that question though when you? Okay, so you didn't answer that.
No. Gifted. Jalen, this is what you said. You said the reason as to why they would win this championship is not because of the defense they will lose, but the offensive boost that they would get. Correct?
And Lowe brought up the numbers of his astronomical shooting numbers, but we also bring up the finals.
It wasn't just Lowe.
Lowe's the one who really brought them up. What I'm saying.
Oh, look, Dub is
so wait, how didn't you know that AD? Like that's why I said the most that D Cousins can do in that run is match what AD did because AD offensively was fucking bonkers.
Offensively, the finals,
crazy, dude.
DeMarcus could have outplayed AD in the finals.
You see, look, these jokes write themselves. These jokes write themselves.
AD was crazy.
Again, I don't even.
You go watch the finals, bro.
Dub. Listen, if you ask Jalen about DeMarcus Cousins, he's gonna bring up the context of playing in Sacramento. And because
what did I miss?
bunch of bad takes.
If you replace AD on the Lakers with DeMarcus Cousins, are they winning a championship? They still are winning a championship. Not sleeping on AD.
Yo, can I read out? Can I read out what he was doing in the finals?
Stop. I got you.
Can I read out what he was doing in the finals?
That's so crazy.
Yo, let me just read this out.
Let Doug go real
Let me read this out. Let me read this out. I'm reading this out.
AB, it's not your world. It's not your world.
You're telling me, Jalen. I want to explain.
I'm gonna do it to you too.
Go ahead, man.
KB, let Doug go real quick, bro.
My apologies. I'm sorry. I didn't know Doug was trying to talk.
No, because bro, like Bam was battling.
Dub, I gotta go.
No problem. On top of that,
See y'all.
the games he didn't play, we had to put Kelly Olynyk's ass down there. Even sometimes when Myers Leonard, AD was fucking cooking us. I think he was 50-40 in that game.
He was 50-40-90. He was 50-40-90. 50, 57, 42, 93.
57, 40.
DeMarcus 58 and 45.
Jalen, I didn't even double check this. Just off of me
25
knowing
and
how
25 and 10 on 2 blocks as well, 1 steal. So 3 stocks.
Crazy.
And that's all offense. You didn't even talk about the defense. That's just all offense.
I said again, you can win in different ways. You don't have to win championships.
What is the different way?
When you're taking your talent again. I'm not the head coach.
They don't get there, but they just don't get there.
You don't get there.
They don't get there. They don't beat Denver.
With DeMarcus Cousins.
They don't beat Denver.
You lose to Houston, or you lose to Denver.
57,
bro.
42.
You need to understand the reason why we're talking about this right now is because Jalen, in his mind, believes that the gap is not that big on perimeter defense with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins.
That's not what he said. That's not. He didn't think it's that big. He just thinks it's a closer gap than the rim protection gap. That's
what's the closer.
They're both, and I actually don't believe that to be true either.
I don't believe that. It don't matter how you package it or slice it.
I actually think he's a noticeably worse perimeter defender than a rim protector.
Than a rim protector.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
I mean, we disagree.
Wait, but I just and also like he finished that series with a true shooting of basically 67, the same as LeBron. To think that like he would be on LeBron's level of efficiency is just like
I love when you talk about Braun like that.
Pause. Jesus Christ.
Like
those videos need to hurry up and come out. I saw what you said. I am mad. We're this is technically speaking another week now, just FYI.
What's wrong?
It's been over a month and nothing.
I know. It's been almost a month now.
We just had
it's been more than a month. It's been more than a month.
Yeah, it's been a 1v1, and that video was funny. But bro,
it's not the. That's the appetizer. That's not even
the
like
appetizer. Like, there's a lot more, and it's pissing me off that they're not. I don't know what's going on. That shit pissing me off. I'm not going to hold you. But we could talk about that in private, bro. Like the video, subscribe. I gotta go out to these Labor Day weekends.
Great transition.
Chat. Lyndon Low, real quick, rank where Peak Mello and Dre is in today's day.
Rank where they'll be at? Ooh.
What number?
I think they'll both be top 30, right?
I would say they both top 20, to be honest with you.
I'm about to slide. I'm playing Among Us in my Discord. If you want to play, I sent the Discord link in, and I'm getting rocking.
Carmelo could be borderline top 10. Carmelo could be borderline top 10.
J. Rob's added on this.
No, he wouldn't be top 10.
The problem is why neither one of them be borderline top 10. Even Melo is because like what you would need to be an offensive player in today's game, you have to be just a noticeably better passer and playmaker because the value as a scorer that he provides. Everybody also near the top 10 is providing that as well. So Shea is not in the top 10, but he's also providing 30 points above league average, but is a noticeably better passer and playmaker, right?
And he's not even top 10. That's insane.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's the level of player that's bordering top 10.
Is Shea close? I mean,
Melo.
Dame is not top 10 in my opinion. I don't think Dame is like fringe top 10.
Well, not Dame or Shea. Sorry. I'm gonna say Dame or Shea.
No, both of those are like fringe top 10 guys who are good scorers and like solid, better passer and playmakers who aren't even top 10.
So no, you're just and then again, this is like the concept of like, especially in today. And let's be fair, in today's game, I think it's more talented than where it was like in the early 2010s when Melo was peaking. So like me saying that he wouldn't be a top 10, I don't think is necessarily an indictment on who he is as a player, rather than like just acknowledging what it takes to be a top 10 player in today's league. But the problem with Melo, and especially in today's game where like doubling is way more common and people scheme against it much better than they did back then, and that's how you can even slow down someone like Joel Embiid, who I think is just a better tough shot maker than Melo anyway. I know people may not want to hear that, but I just think
maker over Melo.
Yeah, I think Embiid. I think is a better tough shot maker, and even he still struggles in the postseason when defenses double him throughout his
Is Pete Melo a better player in the NBA than
I don't know, but hold on, I don't know about
But
the
even in the regular season, he struggles against like double
that,
teams.
Okay, that makes
yeah. No, I think Melo. I think Melo's
Is that your answer?
really good.
Yeah, I think both would be top. He'd be a good tough shot maker, but I don't think he's better than Embiid. And Embiid.
You think Melo would be like top 20 or like?
I think top
15?
20. I think both of them are top 20.
Okay.
Wait. Are they better? Is
conceivable.
peak Melo better than Devin Booker? Like right now?
No, I think D Book will be better because I think D Book is a better passer than Melo.
So D Book peaked higher than Melo?
See, my arguments for peaks are all relative. So I think that in today's game, being a passer and playmaker is a higher necessity than it was back then.
For being a scorer in the early 2000s,
yeah, and I think being a scorer in a late 2000s, early 2010s is probably more valuable than people recognize, especially for the team construction at that time. So I still would not say he peaked higher.
Yeah, especially how being an efficient scorer during that time is like extremely impressive. Tell me, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So from my opinion, no. From my opinion, he still didn't peak higher. Because I look at peaks relatively.
I said real quick. Oh, go ahead, real talk.
Yeah, I was about to say dinner is served. Fried chicken is ready. Macaroni and cheese, greens.
Chill. I'm about to get some mac and cheese right now. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'll mess with y'all later.
Get some Chinese food.
Lo, it was very disgusting of you trying to like compare Draymond's playoff little run in 2016 as the quote best player compared to a player that did it all year. To me, that's nasty. I get what you're saying, but it's nasty in my opinion. But y'all be easy.
Yeah, Draymond couldn't lead a team to the playoffs
about the entire year that we were talking about.
I know, but it's still nasty to let somebody that's been a number one the whole season and playoffs, then somebody who has to be a number one for a playoff series or two, which is a very short span of games. That's nasty.
Again, I want to be clear. I still think that if we're talking about who's going to be the best first option or the best player on a team, yeah, I can see Melo being better than him. But if neither one of them are going to be able to provide enough value as the best player on the team consistently enough to warrant deep postseason runs and consistent success or consistent play in the postseason, because I don't think Melo, even though what Dub is saying is true, like he had maybe like a 2-3 year stretch where it was fairly consistent. I think 2009 in particular is a team that is definitely bordering maximizing who Melo is as a player. So let's also agree that as well. So but even then, I don't think that like he's providing enough of that value on a consistent enough level to make me say, oh yeah, I'm definitely picking him over him.
Do you use that logic with other players too? So like, let's say Trace McGrady versus Scottie Pippen.
Yo,
because Scottie Pippen.
I have to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I said real quick.
You can end it.
Love y'all. Like and subscribe, bro.
But wait up.